Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Disney Dungeons and Dragons. I'm your Dungeon Master, August Schmidt, and with me, as always, this time of the week, we have our wonderful rogues and problem children. Say hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Oh man, it has been a crazy time since we saw you guys, and what didn't happen to you? Successfully killing the Wizard of Oz. Gaining not only new allies, but possibly new romances for Jim, as well as the rest of you, taking a well-needed rest in Oz, gaining the necessary supplies and equipment from the wizard, not only your own, but stuff you were able to loot or pillage, shall we say. You were all able to make it onto the next layer of Tartarus. This being the last layer. In fact, as we kind of go back from Wonderland to Dis, skipping over Monstropolis straight to Phlegethos, down into Stygia, Glacia's jail, into the libraries, through Oz, it has been a fun and a horrifying campaign, so to speak, of getting through hell. But you guys have done it. You did it.
Moving, face that fire. Scared, don't. It's a good country song.
It is. And you all have found yourselves in the final layer, which is strange because appearing in the final layer, you found that the sky here, not full of stars, but rather inky blackness, a grand palace rather uncannily like that of Agrabah. You have just seen a woman that looks not quite unlike Jasmine, standing next to a man with red skin, grand horns to either side, and looking rather sad, shall we say, or that morose, pensive look while seeing Jasmine. To which I want to ask you all, what do you all want to do right now as you see this all happen?
Fireball.
Excellent. And I
Kidding.
all right, I'm just making sure.
I'm just gonna kind of wait for Jasmine's cue because this is her whole reason for being here, right? And I don't want to screw anything up for her when we're this close.
Can we look and see if the dude looks anything like Jasmine in her features? Like, obviously her mom does, but what about this other guy?
Yes. Here's what I will give you. All of you on passive perceptions and insight are kind of doing that look around. And you know when you first met Glacia and it was that like, oh, I can see it in the hairline and definitely in the eyes. This is even more pronounced. As looking back and forth, whereas Jasmine's like hair and eye color are definitely her mother's, right? And as well as that more the humanoid Agrabah skin, that very olivine tone. This man, you see in the nose and jawbone, the posture, the stature, and even in slight mannerism, seems to be just like Jasmine.
Oh, fetch.
And of course, Jasmine is horrifyingly starting to finally put the pieces together in her head. And she just kind of looks at her mom and she's like, oh no, that's why Dad never wanted to talk about you. Because you never wanted to marry him.
You see, your mom doesn't respond to this at all. Instead, she turns to you all and just, you must have all had such a long journey here. Please, can we get you anything, food, drink?
First off, she's such a mom. That's amazing.
I'm hesitant to touch anything.
Yeah, a little bit.
Food, but I'm going to try and detect poison in it.
Gotcha.
You know what? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You detect poison. You watch as Jasmine's mother waves her hand, and a few demons fly out of different like entryways with a smorgasbord, shall we say, of food and drink, right? Kind of that picked. You can detect certain cuisines, like okay, that seems this more country. But there's stuff that none of you know. Mr. Incredible, on that precursor, like detect poison, nothing seems poison.
Except
I'm gonna use an action from my gourmand thing to do the same thing. Like whenever we are offered food or drink, I'm going to do that just in case.
Okay.
I have a random question. Also with my passive perception now being a 20, can I like perceive for Raja specifically?
So Jasmine, you're trying to perceive for Raja.
Just to see if he's like around.
Okay. And can you repeat that one more time?
Oh, I was just wondering.
Morph, what was it you were doing?
I'm so sorry. The sound cut out for a second. I was just saying that if and when we're offered food and drink, basically whenever on this layer of hell, I'm going to use my gourmand feat to use an action inspect it for poison, just in case. Because I'm guessing that Mr. Incredible uses the spell slot. I don't have to do that for this.
That's fine.
That'd be awesome.
As you use your feet, and more fun fact, it's a little obvious, not in a bad way,
That's
but it's
fine.
that like when you don't immediately eat food and start poking at it and like flipping it around, swirling it, you see that like
They know what I'm doing.
yes, like everyone here kind of knows, but it's you see Asmodeus is just like, please, there's no poison here. Eat, drink what you want. Asmorph, after a moment using that feature of yours, this all is normal food.
I love how all my friends like, I was trying to poison them.
In which case, I'll eat.
When he points out that like, you know, this is normal food, I'll just be like, we're sorry. You have to understand, like, we've been through a lot of people who are trying to hurt us, so.
You see, Asmodeus nods.
I've lost sound. 1 second.
Okay. Oh no. But what you're seeing is Asmodeus
Let's
looking at you
try.
all.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
we can hear you. Can you hear us?
I'm working on it. I can hear you now, but it's faint. Give me a second.
Alrighty.
Sorry, I don't really have a chair in here, so I like there's a bed, so I'm just kind of laying down.
No, that's fair.
So yeah.
Here we go. I'm gonna make a quick roll. What you're seeing is Jasmine's parents, both Asmodeus and her mother, have taken seats. There's a lot of lounge chairs around here, and what you're realizing is they came expectant for guests. They actually look like they were ready, because you see Asmodeus turning to you, Mr. Incredible, says, I can assume you've been through much. Hell is not a pleasant place for humans or any mortal creature, as I'm sure you must have had quite the time with Mephistopheles.
Do we like know that that was the wizard's name, or is this like a weird random name to us?
You kind of know, it's like it was thrown around, but more going by Oz.
Cool.
Yeah, he
Like a
kind of claimed that we didn't play fair, and then he didn't play fair.
yeah, he didn't. He tried to just like I don't even know what I don't like him. He's not a good guy. Question: there's no possibility of him being revived, is there?
You see Asmodeus just, after millennia he'll come back.
Oh.
Unfortunately, once you've reached an age and power in hell, you become a constant, for better or for worse. But You've done a great service, and with what was her name, Elphaba, she'll do a good job in charge. So when he comes back, he won't have near as much power as he did before.
That is actually super comforting. Okay, cool.
You see, Asmodeus looking just, there's a reason or rather Mephistopheles, took the eighth layer. We never got along. He likes the idea of ruling and hurting people, and it's the right of a creature to be ruled, and so he never even liked other demons. He really did his best to squash demonic bloodlines out of his realm. He's not a great guy, so I apologize for that. Again, all of you see, it's the weirdest feeling where, like, this is something all of you have passive knowledge of Asmodeus. I'll say Thumbelina, more than most, the fairies talk about Asmodeus. This is like the king of demons, the evilest, cruelest, most awful person ever. He has eaten entire countries before on a whim. He steals what he wants. Like, and this is like a suburban dad vibe. He's not even like in a big form, like, yeah, he's got horns, but he's lounging in a chair, snacking on a papaya, right? Like, while like a servant cuts him off, literally a euro into this little like. He's just a chill dude, kind of talking.
I know you have a really decent dad. It's awesome.
Before his wife and dog died.
Possibly. Actually, that's a great analogy there, Jim or Braxton, for that. Like, yeah, John Wick, like, oh, he can be terrifying, but right now he seems rather nice.
Can I roll an
Keep it that way.
to see if there's anything I can detect that if he's fake or not?
You're rolling a
Yes.
sus check.
Yes.
You think anything's sus?
Yes, go ahead and make that insight check, Thumbelina.
Speaking of
It's a
checks,
sus check.
Would you?
oh, I didn't roll. I was just wondering if a passive 20 was good enough or if I still had to roll for it.
roll.
Okay.
Where's my? Okay.
I can't find my
Oh,
die.
no, the same. It's a dirty 20 when I roll as well.
Okay.
Whoa. 3 plus 10.
Thumbelina,
Fearsome.
you're not sure. It's that the power coming off of him feels real. Like, there's always that innate arcanum of, okay, you feel demonic and lordly, but all of your mannerism and body posture and language seems to suggest benign content. Like, there's no, this isn't someone ready for an attack or ready to strike. He's chill. And to which I'll say then, Jasmine, following up on a 20 passive perception, Raja is nowhere to be seen. To which you see Jasmine's mother turns to you all. You see she goes, I'm so sorry. Let me introduce myself. My name is Scheherazade. I am Jasmine's mother. I love that, like,
Of course
groan.
it is. I love that.
It's clever. I think I'm clever.
Oh,
I think you're very clever.
Thank you for thinking I'm clever. But what you're noticing is, as this woman is sitting here talking, she says, I understand you all have so many questions, and let's be fair, I know everyone has questions, so everyone can take a turn asking a question. You see, she says, now who would like to begin?
I feel like Jasmine has the right to begin.
I
Yeah.
don't even know how to phrase a question right now.
you can take all of my questions. I don't really have any.
It's, you see that Scheherazade and Asmodeus both look at each
I
other
think
like,
it was better just gonna kind of gesture between them and say how.
Jasmine's first question, how? Well, you see, when a daddy demon and a mommy mortal,
Is that August saying that, or is it...
no, this is, you see, they look at each other though. Jasmine, you watch your parents look, and you see your mother is going to begin. You see, she goes, as you are all aware, I am not demonic or fiend or devil or undead. I am a human. When I was young, I loved to explore. My father was known by the commoners as the Sultan, but to select few as the King of Thieves. He liked to explore, but never truly allowed me to explore. There we go. Sorry. Is that appearing for you all now? Sorry, I don't know why
there's-
Jacqueline's mom's token was not popping up. But you see that she goes, I liked exploring, and so I wanted to find out all I could about not only our world, but the other realms. I studied into realms such as the Feywilds and Pixie Hollow, Kumandra, these worlds and places that seem good, but I always felt a yearning to learn more about the demons. It didn't feel right to me that we simply marked them as evil because they took our souls when every story about it was that a humanoid sold their soul. That a demon took the bargain, but it was always a human or an elf or a dwarf that made the deal. So what made demons bad? And after some time, I found a ritual that let me commune with the king of devils to further my research. You see, at this point, as Modius kind of takes the story, you see, I was shocked when normally you humans invite me to your mortal plane to gain power, kill an enemy, destroy government. I wasn't expecting someone to ask me about me, and I was intrigued. I got to know Sherazad. We spent many years communicating and learning of each other. And after a time, I fell in love. You see, Asmodeus then says, but this is when the Sultan came into the story. Sherazad takes up again. My father was severely distrustful of demons and devils and did not like the idea of me communicating with one. He destroyed my research. He took away all my enchantments and spells, and I ran away. I didn't think this was fair. I didn't want to rule a country. And so I ran and I found my way to Tartarus and eventually found my way to Asmodeus. And at this point, you see, Asmodeus, I feared the repercussion, but I was too happy. I was in love with this woman. I was happy to be with her. I didn't know what could happen until years passed and, well, years for us, what I assume is days or weeks in the mortal plane, after which time Jasmine was born. You see, this is where Asmodeus stops. Sherazad just, my father thought I had been taken not of my own free will. And he made his way down to hell to try to find me, but it's not entirely his own volition of how he got here. You see, he found an object and a accomplice to make it here. Asmodeus simply, you cannot make a gate into a demonic lord's realm without them knowing you're there. It's like breaking a hole in the wall of a home with the homeowner inside. So you can't just find your way in. You need a secret gate or key. Not even the normal spell. I was not aware of this, but Mephistopheles, in his usual chaotic evil nature, found pleasure in helping Sherazad's father find a way, as well as a certain demon. You see at this point, Jasmine.
I wonder.
Jasmine, you realize the pieces are
I
coming
know where
together.
this is going, but I'm waiting out more about.
And you see your mom just, my father broke in and couldn't believe me when I told him I wanted to stay. I didn't want to rule. I didn't want to be in Agrabah. I had a arranged marriage to another prince that he would be sultan, but I simply would not go. To which Asmodeus, trying to be polite and rather impressed with the sultan, my father, made a deal saying he could take something still. What we didn't know is that the demon told Asmodeus, or rather the sultan, of our child, of Jasmine. So Asmodeus made this deal not realizing the sultan knew of the child, and my father took Jasmine from us. You see then, at this point, Asmodeus, this is where Thumbelina, you feel a wave of demonic energy wash over you, and you realize this is true devil's rage. A pulsating fire that you feel rather, all of you feel uncomfortable, but you attune it to that, like, oh, this is just awkward storytelling, right? When you get to the awkward part. Thumbelina, you know that this is Asmodeus' true power, kind of like rumbling a bit, as he just, an advisor I thought trusted to me, told the Sultan of Jasmine without my knowledge. I made the deal. The Sultan took the price. Our most beloved jewel. And with that price,
So sad.
made me promise never to take the jewel back. You see, Sherzad takes Asmodeus' hand in hers in that kind of comforting way. Just, neither of us had any idea my father would be so cruel. But neither of us realized his true intention when he spoke of a jewel referring to our daughter. At this point, you see Jasmine, a flicker of invisibility near you. And so you know...
I know where he is now.
You know where he is. Passively, you know he's been close this whole time, but he is not saying a word. But you see Asmodeus just kind of opens hand, just, and we've been here ever since. We were never able to come to the mortal plane, nor do I have any power to, and we try to make the best of our lives. Eventually, Jasmine's sister came along, and Glacia is a wonderful daughter as well, but that is our story. You see, at this point, they kind of look to all of you, again, in that, like, well, what questions you have? Like, there's the story, but anything else?
Jasmine's a little shit, so I'm gonna figure out how she's gonna phrase this. What more?
Jasmine wouldn't be Jasmine otherwise.
Yeah, it's the. What more can you tell me about the demon that helped my grandfather?
You see,
She's not gonna call him out, but she's gonna make it uncomfy.
your father, Asmodeus, you see, he kind of leans forward, just, I am not a man of prejudice, and filled my courts with both devil and demon. There was one demon who I thought was a trusted friend,
Ooh.
that he was more than a friend times. I considered him as close as family. He served by my side for millennia, always acting in the best to defend our realm, to defend Tartarus, and never assumed that he would lead the Sultan here. That when the time came, after the Sultan had left, I learned of his treachery, and Well, I bound him to watch over Jasmine. I doubt any of you know of this demon, but it was my way of watching over her.
Well, I'm guessing that we can all read between the lines and we know exactly who this demon is.
So
The funny part is Asmodeus guaranteed has true sight, so he knows Raja's right there.
Mr. Incredible's gonna like start like counting on his fingers, and he'll be like, "Wait, so you two are Jasmine's parents?"
Oh my heavens. Can I step across the side of the head, like back of the head?
As Asmodeus just looks at Jasmine like, and these are your friends?
I'm also
Like,
looking at Mr. Incredible though. Almost wanting to do like an insight if I can insight another PC because it's not he's not stupid. Like
Wait a second.
Mr. Incredible is incredible in a lot of ways, but intelligence is not one of them.
oh no, it's incredible in the way that how can he possibly be this old and still be alive?
there are 3 grown men in this room. How do none of them know what's happening? Sorry, it's this show that I just watched with Max.
Yeah. You see, Mr. Girdle, you say this. Asmodeus chuckles actually at this, just like, yes.
He appreciates a good dad joke.
I am not what you would expect, I'm sure. But yes, Jasmine is in fact technically a tiefling, and I am her father.
Hey, Jasmine, when you were assigned family counseling, which father did they mean?
You see, Asmodeus actually pulls out of like a vest pocket just a piece of paper with an official court ribbon on it, just like, oh yes, this.
Those smug bastards! They couldn't be bothered.
That
to
is
tell me.
so slick.
That was my personal favor to Belial and Fierna before I knew of Fierna's treachery to with Hades. I asked them not to reveal your true identity, simply as that would be press and pressure you did not need.
Okay, I need to do a quick remember of how do I phrase this? Fiona's definitely still alive though, and like, should I be worried that like she has told somebody and that this would cause problems or something? Does that make sense? That like afterwards, did she? I don't know.
Go for it.
I don't know. What is this? Is this like an insight? Or?
It's like an insight check. Like, hey, did the demon or the devil who secretly also sided with
after
Hades?
she killed her own dad, did she?
After
probably
killing her
find a
own
way to use
dad,
this
did
love
she
against
try to
me?
like screw me over?
Mhm. That's a dirty 20.
On a dirty 20, Jasmine, I will say you get a sick feeling in your stomach of that may be repercussion having to deal with maybe sooner rather than later. Because knowing one's true heritage and being in a position of power are dangerous things.
Mm-hmm.
You see though,
Okay, well, I'll watch out for that knife in the back.
Jasmine's parents are sitting here. You see, Sherazad once again turns to you all, just, please, more questions. I know that can't be everything.
I mean, I don't really have anything. I was here for Morph.
So,
Thanks.
when we leave here, do we have to go through each of the layers, or can you just send us back up to our home?
We have a thingy that makes us go straight up.
I got that really cool Rubik's Cube to end all Rubik's Cubes. So
Oh, do you? Yeah, Morph, you can pull that out because it's like that.
I also have a spell, but this I don't have to waste a spell slot for.
You
So yeah,
pull
I'm
it
gonna pull out the cube and be like, well, I have this new toy.
Morph, you pull that out. Asmodeus grows in power and anger.
Uh-oh.
As you see,
Is this yours?
see, clenching the side of the sofa, which is now molten glass, under his finger, just that is the tool the Sultan used to get down here.
Oh my gosh. Well, in my defense, I was actually planning on gifting this to Jasmine as a present in case you wanted to live in Agrabah, but visit you guys, or live here, but visit Agrabah. Like, I'm sorry.
Grabbed it from Mephistopheles' dead body. So.
And Scheherazade, again, once again, taking Asmodeus' hand, kind of like quelling him in that sense. But you see Asmodeus just, I'm sorry, I shouldn't let my temper get away with me. That is just a sore subject, isn't it, Raja? Jasmine, you feel a bit of a ruffle by you as Asmodeus is staring. Just staring.
To be fair, I'd be more upset if you weren't mad about it. Like, at least I know you care.
Asmodeus smiles at it. You see, just, thank you. But to get back, yes, when leaving, I can help make a portal back to the plane. The only caveat's that Devil Lords can't go through their own portals. But you could also use that handy little cube. You see a lot of sarcasm put into handy. But you see, Asmodeus kind of gestures, but before you go, I know you all came with other purpose.
Yes.
As being king of the demonic and devil lords, I know when they are dead or when power shifts. And you all have been making quite the waves through Tartarus.
In our defense, they attacked us first.
You see, Scheherazade laughs at that, and to the youth humbly, and just, they are all equally horrid in their own rights.
Well, we really liked the ice dude. Is there a way you can maybe fix him?
You see, Esma, just, Levistus was a good soul once, but unfortunately, no matter how careful you are, the nature of Stygia is that memory will fade, and while he may reconstitute eventually, not much can be done for him.
That is really depressing.
You see, Asmodeus not just, I agree. He was once a powerful demon and a powerful friend of mine, but one cannot change the courses of true destiny.
Well, on the plus side now, is it Panic or Pain who's there? So their memory's gonna leave.
You see, this is where Asmodeus just, yes, Hades was able to swindle that lair fast, but thankfully, again, the privileges of being king of devils, I do know that they are not there, as I would not put past the god of the dead to leave his two best groveling sycophants away from him. But this leads me to my next question for you all, if I may take a turn. You see, he waves his hand and a dome appears over all of you. Not quite unlike Merlin's domes when he does a time stop, but this seems more like seclusive and multi-dimensional. That when this blue and red shifting arcane melting light surrounds you all, Asmodeus looks at you all and simply first goes, I would ask that the traitor leave your midst. You see, popping into existence next to Jasmine, Raja was here, of course, all along, but steps outside of the circle. All of you can see, though, the most humanoid expression on Raja's face of pure guilt, terror, and sorrow. He does not look happy to be here. But as you kind of all gather from the story, it's his job possibly until he dies to be with Jasmine.
You know, there are worse jobs.
Yeah, there's worse things, but it's, yeah. As this dome appears around you all, Asmodeus leans forward and just, I am king of devils, and I see the domains of Tartarus. Meaning, I not only see when demonic lords fall, but when their realms are taken, and when items leave their realms.
Oh.
Okay.
It is
That's
to my understanding that certain tomes left the library.
Oh shit! I have them back, right?
You do, yes, like more
Okay.
you see he holds out his hand, not in like a give it up kind of like cookie jar kid story. It's more of that general like, may I?
Both or one or
You see he says all three, if you would.
3.
We know.
What?
You know.
Oh, gyms.
Yeah.
Ah, I forgot about that one.
Right.
I was wondering. I thought I only stole 2. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and just give my 2 to him.
He's talking
Face
about the board one, right?
The How to Kill a God book.
How to Kill a God.
Oh,
Yeah.
He's talking about the 3 books that came from the Forbidden Knowledge.
Forbidden knowledge.
Not in a I want them forever. He is more just like, may I see them, authenticate.
Oh,
Like,
cool.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm kidding.
We're going through
Officer.
customs.
Yeah, going through custom. Yeah, you can tell, like, his body language, he's not stealing these. He actually is just like, hey, I know you have them, may I?
Actually, it would be safer for me to give him that book than to hold on to it.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah.
Or August, before we get that book out, can I just make a perception or an investigation for scrying? I assume that the dome is to stop scrying, but I want to make sure.
Go for it. You can make a perception, or you could divine sense, use one of those, because that might give you a better...
Can I do divine sense?
Yes. At which point you get, this is now, you have just tapped into Thumbelina's innate magic, Mr. Incredible here, as suddenly a wave of demonic, fiendish anger and rage washes over you. The most powerful anger you've ever felt. Ever. Like, even from you, from Ares, from some of the people you've met, this is pure evil, shall we say. But what you get also, Mr. Credible, is evil does not mean evil. It just means that is the type of power. Inside this circle, though, what you're realizing is that there is no scrying, nor is there any, like, invisible presences. As it's easy enough to kind of quickly go, okay, Kronk's slightly celestial, I got that. Thumbelina, heavy Fey celestial. Jasmine, actually, now that you're in this layer, you're starting to pick off a little fiendish presence off of Jasmine. But through it all, it's that easy, okay, we are truly...
Don't forget Jim being fiendishly handsome.
Yeah, odd. There's no radar ping for Jim whatsoever.
Archie is completely human.
Archie is completely human.
Sorry, I had to.
You gotta love the references.
But other than the people that I already know of, there's no one else scrying or anything.
Correct. No scrying, no invisible. Like, Raja was that last presence, and as he walks out of the dome, you feel his presence, like, shut off from the dome. So it's that also like, okay, so whatever's coming in and out can't, if that makes sense, because that's the spell. But yes, clever way of checking, just making sure.
Well, can you also see if Hook is Hook? Is there anything weird coming out from Hook?
Yes, Hook is human. He is a human. Hook and Jim are completely human. Yep.
Okay.
I guess we're just humanly handsome.
The inhumanity.
Oh, it's raining.
As you see, Asmodeus reaching out his hands, first to you, Morph, and then, of course, to Jim, because he's going to kind of take a look at these books, just kind of flipping through. Not like, I'm reading them, more just like looking. As he looks, you see Asmodeus first holding the two you gave Morph. Just, these are dangerous things to hold. As it seems like, obviously looking at you and Thumbelina, these are things that would hurt you all specifically.
I'm going to just say real quick, I genuinely was trying to get them in order to distract from the mangle, and then I kept them because I was hoping if I knew this side of things, I would know how to save, well, Thumbelina or myself. I kind of failed on my behalf.
Asmodeus just,
yeah,
you took
I'm sorry.
them because they were there.
He's got.
And I kept them.
I. Yeah, he's right there. He's right.
Yeah. You see, though, you don't have to explain yourself to me. But you see, Morph, as he holds in one hand your two books, he holds up the black tome in the other. This book, however, is pure danger to even behold. I must ask, were any of these out of your possession ever since you got them?
Yeah. We killed him though.
Mephistopheles had them for a small time.
You see, Asmodeus looks sad as he surveys you all. Just a few moments for Mephistopheles is enough to destroy countries. If he had any idea that you held these books, we must assume the worst.
Crap.
You see, Asmodeus looking at you all, just, I cannot begin to describe how little I care about the affairs of the mortal world.
Ouch. Okay.
You see, in that you see actually Scheherazade, Jasmine's mom, kind of nods. You see, that's no longer my concern. I owe them nothing. If humans want to summon me to gain power, I care less, as that is not my family nor my prerogative. I understand you all wish to keep this realm safe, and to which then I respect and understand that. I would not be a good demonic god if it were not clear that Mephistopheles was not in league with Hades. That being said, you all may have to fear the worst.
Comforting. Okay. So, saying out loud, it sounds like Hades may have knowledge of all three of these books, then, is what you're saying.
Correct. You see, Asmodeus nods. The Lord of the Dead would love to understand truly how to kill fairies, the properties of changelings, and a book written to kill him. You see, he kind of like stopped. Just this being said, there is much we can hope for, as Hades is arrogant, and no one has slain a god ever since they killed Kronos. It wasn't until Kronos' blood mixing with the depths of Tartarus that created devils that I first formed. So, it wouldn't be hard pressed that Hades may not take this seriously, but he will take it. Now, you see, he kind of looks at you all. I must ask, why did you all, he kind of excludes Jasmine now from this group, you all come here?
Public relations.
He nods.
I came because I was hoping to get my body back, and then we found out that this knowledge may help us to kill Hades. So I really don't like him, and I don't want him to destroy everyone's home.
You see, nodding. So, none of you, well, you see, he not just, all of you came for different reasons. But it seems clear you all desire, shall I say, the schism.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
You see, Asmodeus kind of nods, just, what are you willing to give for the schism?
Is Thumbelina okay?
Mr. Incredible said something funny, but I will not repeat it because it was not very nice.
Ah, come on.
Jasmine.
Well, so he literally just said he like legally can't.
I know.
I mean, I'm fine with or without it. So.
We kind of need it for
Oh
Hades.
yeah.
So
I forgot.
Like,
Yeah, like,
what sort of things are usually given?
yeah, you see, as much as it is not a matter of what's usually done, because it's not. Wish magic is dangerous. Millions of mortals have died for it. Gods have lost power over it. Even the stars in the sky blink out because of wishes. I cannot allow, as demonic king, anyone to take them, because they would ruin the world. A free wish, nothing gained, nothing spent. Therefore, I must ask you all, and this is where I'm then going to ask you guys, kind of like in a metagame sense, as more of a DM, you've made it to the last layer of hell. Wish energy in primate. What I'm saying is, this is a wish, like a wish spell, where you could say, I wish, and you get whatever you want. There's almost no consequence right now. I would like to know, though, what you guys are thinking, because you do need some of the energy of the wish to power behind the god-killing stuff, right? But is there stuff you guys would want? Like, as a group, you can, like, both in character, out of character, discuss this, because it's that, like, what do you want? Which sounds crazy, but I can say it no other way but that.
So first off, what I've been thinking this whole time is, well, I'm thinking back when Rapunzel gave Merlin 500 gold pieces when he would have been happy with like 5 copper or something. And so I'm just trying to figure out what is the bare minimum requirement in order to get a wish. This sounds horrible, but honestly, there is so much that we still have to do once we get out of hell that I don't really necessarily give away our best things or sacrifice parts of ourselves when there's still more that we need to do. And so that's why I'm trying to figure out what's the bare minimum requirement. Does anyone have any input on this?
I think the point of it is that you have to give something in order to get something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I think it's, what is it ultimately worth to us? Is there something we are willing to part with that would show our deep respect for that wish. Because Asmodeus isn't looking for what's the least amount. He's looking for what is this ultimately worth to you.
Yes.
So like I was thinking, what would Thumbelina give up in order to get a wish spell? And I think she'd give up her wings.
Oh.
Which ultimately, that's a really big deal because she can, it's been amazing to have flight, but at the same time, the thing that she wants to her is much more important than those wings. The wings would be important for her in that role that she wants, but she could function just fine without them.
Yeah, so I'll go in with Thumbelina and give up her wings.
But like that's,
I
like,
give that up
that's where
too.
my brain went to. It went to what is it worth to Thumbelina? It would be worth her flight to get the thing that she wants.
If you don't
Yes.
need to.
If you don't need to give it up, then ultimately, I mean, yes, but I think that's where Osmodeus is going with this. I think there needs to be something that shows the respect we have for the witch.
As a DM / player / my, yes, Thumbelina, that would be that kind of value of like, well, for a wish, that. And I will say this though, that's like maybe something physical, but that's a great representation of like, this is something physical, very tangible. Look at that. Like my wings, my ability to fly, what makes a fairy instead of having that to gain a wish. I think that's a perfect example of a physical thing people can do.
I'm not giving that out. I don't really want to give up my wings, but that's where my brain went.
Yes.
I'm gonna message Jasmine's dad specifically, so I'm messaging you over Facebook. By the way, I already messaged you once.
Yes,
but I'm going to message to him directly what I'm willing to give up.
I won't give up Morph. I'm kidding.
Hey, could we get more than one wish spell?
Yes. So here's what it would be. And this is like Asmodeus / me talking. The schism works like this. If you approach the schism, if you as a soul, an entity, whatever defines you, makes it there, you gain a wish. That's kind of why this is a big deal, because it's like there's nothing stopping you but at this point Asmodeus, right? Like it's not like he's just kind of in the way, but it is that when you get there you get a wish. So it's basically if you arrive you gain a wish spell, and it's a 1-to-1, one person, one wish. If you come back, there's nothing stopping you. And I will say maybe that's what then you all realize with Asmodeus explaining this. If you can keep getting there, you could have endless wishes. You could shape the universe as you want. This is literally creation energy, a wish spell, something that just creates and destroys entropy and life. Schism, right? It's the middle. So, the breakage, I should say. So, if you get there multiple times, you get multiple wishes. But then that's dangerous, right? Then that's saying, again, though, that's why Asmodeus is here. Let alone one time, he's never going to let someone get here twice or thrice, right? Like, and this is, you don't know yet what his deal is. It doesn't seem like he's saying no, but he's more talking you through it. But
yeah. Okay. So I messaged you, August. So Asmodeus can do with that what he will.
Okay.
I also messaged you.
Are you gonna give up your insane, ruggedly handsomeness?
No.
No, that's
So Thumbelina be willing to go back in time and not drink from the pool, because Morph's plan was to get a sample of that, figure out how to replicate it, and put it down, and then sell it as a beauty serum and make bank. But no, instead
we could have been entrepreneurs, fancy entrepreneurs. We could have had it all. And Thumbelina is now legitimately, like, that's my favorite fact about this world. I can't remember where I've written this down. Not just statistically or objectively. Thumbelina is the most attractive creature anywhere because of this water. It's this random magical item I made up that could have been like if you all took a little bit or anything, but the fact that Thumbelina took it all means that it's that like weird constant now of the universe. But anyway, I digress.
So annoying. We could have been richer than Scrooge McDuck.
Oh, you would have made bank. That was my thought too. It's like, ooh, maybe they'll keep it or see what comes up.
Thank you.
Anyway,
August. Before, some people liked fairies, but now everyone has a fairy fetish.
Oh no!
No. My gosh.
Cool. Yeah. Sorry.
Thank
messaging
you.
to a lot of
Thank you,
people.
August.
Yeah.
Here's my other world building question though.
Yes.
Is this still though like any other campaign where you use a wish spell, but then like what else happens as a result of the wish?
So this is where I'm going to help fill you in a bit of the world building and what Asmodeus can explain. A normal wish spell, the reason why I highly advise people from taking them, they have severe consequences. It is a wizard or a sorcerer or someone who has gained enough power to physically shape reality themselves. There's always going to be consequence because you're not a god, you're not a supreme being. A wish spell from the Schism, there is no consequence.
Oh!
You are making a
What?
rule. You can literally say, I now wish for the color green to always be pink. No consequence. That is now a constant. This is now shaping reality to a point you want. That is why, as Modis is saying, I can't just let this happen. It's why he's the king of devils. He understands this better than anyone. People shouldn't be allowed to just have this. Because then, if you make it there multiple times, you're looking at someone with unchecked power doing whatever they wish.
Holy cow, that's insane. Whoa.
That's really nice.
But
Dude.
that is why, and I will say then that metagame / world building, why a wish energy of this proportion would be needed to fuel like a god killing tincture, because like you could do it with a normal wish spell. But in theory, with a normal wish spell, what are the consequences, right? Like I'm bending the universe to say that the magic is now potent enough to kill a god. Taking it from the Schism is free. You're bottling up pure, unadulterated creation and putting it there. I love how now everyone's thinking and texting and thinking, and because I want you to. Sorry. So please let me know if there's other questions. Because again, this is all just stop and chat with Asmodeus. Probably not what you thought would happen, but it is.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I realized you were still talking when I do
Go
that.
for it. Go for it.
I was thinking, so you mentioned something, I just want to clarify. When we collect the wish or the power from the Schism, the entire power that we collect has to be used to kill a god, or is it only part of it and then we have the rest of that power to create a wish?
Good question. It is a one and done,
Okay.
meaning you get it and all of it has to be used there.
So we need one as a party.
Yes. You need either one as a party. The other ways to do this, of course, is, and what the other parties would have told you. Oh, sorry. What do I have to tell you guys from the other parties? Maybe this will help. The sending spells that everyone's giving off. The Imagineers want you guys to know they killed Flint. Oh, yes.
We got presents.
You guys got
Well,
presents. Or
Jim
a
and
few
Hook
people.
get-
Oh, yes!
Wait, what?
Hook gets his hook back. Jim, you have been given an item from a sending, or rather from a Galder Speedy Courier.
Loot? I'm
You
awake.
get Ben Gunn's memory brain.
What?
Yeah. It's one of the pieces of 8, dude. It's so cool.
The note attached, Flint had turned his piece of 8 into Arcano technology to make Ben Gunn's system. It's why it was so important to him. It's why he kept it even after Ben. And so the Imagineers were able to kill Flint, and they're giving this to you, Jim, because it's that listen, we're keeping Jack's piece of 8 because they're gonna try to barter him into working. They're giving this to you because it's like, want a piece of 8, Pirate Lord of the Stars?
Fair enough. That's way better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's something they give you. And so, yes, from the Imagineers, though, so everyone is aware, the Imagineers currently are also, well, them and the Lost Ones are getting what's called Keys of Hades, right? And they're trying to track down as many as they can is kind of the goal. So currently, like, the Imagineers are saying they found one Key of Hades. It was a silver tooth in Flint's mouth. So they have one. The Lost Ones think they have 2 because they found the Ring of Death, which was one of them, and they gave it to Agatha. So it's like that, hey, there's 2, but it's for as many Keys of Hades that they find, a wish spell would have to be used for it to create a tincture. Excuse me.
So how many wish spells do we want then because is it 1 wish spell per tincture or weapon or whatever we use against Hades?
Correct. Kind of like
so we're
testing. It's a 1-to-1.
as many as we can barter, basically.
Yeah, because in theory then, if you don't use it for a tincture, that's a wish spell for you. The problem is you either have to use it for the key or for yourself. There's no like splitting down the middle.
That's fine.
Okay.
That's just.
I'd like to talk to Asmodeus.
Yes.
And be like, so we have a common enemy here. Hades has been really messing up with the layers of hell, taking over, causing problems. We want to kill him. And I have nothing to gain, or at least nothing that I could think of possibly gaining from my wish spell. I'm fine. So what I'd like to do, and like, as part whatever, but Jim would like to talk to Asmodeus, see if he could maybe convince him to give us at least 1 so that we can make this weapon to kill Hades. And Jim would even swear on the river Styx that that he won't use it for personal gain.
Interesting. That's an interesting thing. You see, Asmodeus kind of takes as just, that is a lot to promise. If you wish, Jim Hawkins, you can, if all of you prove yourselves worthy, I am willing to offer that same deal to all of you. Even without having the nature of you giving up the wish for personal use. You see, because Asmodeus, he almost brings it back to that first point. He's like, again, I don't really care about the mortal world, but I know you all care about killing this god. That is why I'm willing to help. If you want a wish spell for yourself, all I ask is proof you are able to be responsible with it. If you want to do this, Jim Hawkins, to have one just to kill Hades on that oath, I see nothing wrong with that.
Cool.
Jim, you see Hook places his hand on yours, or on your shoulder, and you see Hook just goes, I will make the same deal. Asmodeus kind of gives like a half a thought. All right, that is a fair trade.
I'm really impressed with Hook for making that deal, not gonna lie.
To be fair, he could make another deal for a personal use one.
Yeah.
He could. That's just I will make this deal in this one time, like I swear on the river Styx.
Good. I'm sure I'm not the only one who wants a spell for personal gain, for lack of a better word. Mine is a very noble cause, but could I ultimately promise? Okay, Could I barter for one for personal use and then promise on the river Styx for another one for the use of killing a god?
Yeah.
Or does it need to, yes?
That is what, as Moise said, because Jim offered this first. Jim Hawkins was like, could I strike a deal in that sense of, if I don't use it for this use on the river Styx, which would kill you if you don't follow it. It's that, like, if I don't use it to make a tincture for Hades, it's just gone. To which, as Moish is like, honestly, yes, it's he won't give you a personal wish without something big, if that makes sense.
Okay.
To which I will ask, has everyone who wants to make a personal wish or to have that power messaged me yet? Because I know I've gotten a couple. But if you want, you can message, because Asmodeus is willing to do this rather personally. He's not going to make you, stand
announce in front of everyone.
by like, I'll do this because it's personal. It's got to be. It's even that if you're willing to do it in front of people, is it really that personal kind of vibe? To which,
I'm just being indecisive because there's something that I'm thinking of, but then it is the question of like, what would you have to give up for it? And I don't know if,
yes, it's indecisiveness is fair. But I think
I'm messaging you something.
yes. I know everyone's messaging me. Don't worry. Asmodeus' mind can take a lot of stuff. He can listen to a lot of you. It's that fun class. I don't know. I feel like a teacher's just like, lay your pencils down when you're ready to continue. Because I know everyone's texting and doing stuff.
I'm playing Arceus Legends. It's been pretty great.
It's a good one. Thank you. I think Jasmine's still being indecisive. I think, has everyone come to their conclusions?
I'm good.
Yes. Yeah, Jim and Hook have theirs. Kronk will make theirs later, right? Let's see. He is willing to offer, because it's also figuring out, because a couple of you are trying to do the can I swear on the river Styx vibe to do this for Hades. Is taking for all of you. Let's see. Jim and Hook wanted to do it. Actually, let me make a roll. I'll leave this up to luck. How much is he willing to let you keep? Because, I mean, it's big. Even though it's on the river Styx, you're letting people walk away with wishes.
We're his daughter's friends, though.
Yeah, we're friends with your kid. That's honestly the only reason you're not dead, if I'm being perfectly honest.
Woo! Thank you, Jasmine.
Thanks for letting us in. Dad's money is letting us do this. Right? It's that like, no. So Asmodeus, it's that courtesy of, you're friends with my daughter. I know you're all in the right heart and place, but we have to talk about it.
Yeah.
I'm going to say he will allow you all to take a grand total of 5 wishes for the tinctures. Meaning, out of Jim and Hook, 3 of you could also make this deal. But again, it is a big deal to take.
For sure. Absolutely willing to make that deal.
Morph. And Thumbelina, did you also want to take that deal, let alone just something for yourself?
Let me ponder on that. If anyone else offers it up, it's one less thing I have to hold on to.
Wait,
Yeah,
what
that's
is the deal?
Swearing on the river sticks.
The deal is, because Jim offered this, we take it, swearing, before you get there, swearing on the river Styx to take a wish spell only to be used for tincture energy. And so it would be that, like, Asmodeus might let you go twice, if that makes sense, because, like, once to get it and once for personal, if you wanted to.
Okay.
But, like,
I will-
Jim and, yeah.
So if you do that deal, then
You're given 2 wishes.
you're given 2 wishes. Just one of them has to be for a tincture.
Mhm.
Yes, because it's on the river Styx. It's a binding deal where you would just, well, not technically just die, but it's the equivalent of breaking that oath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If there are more up for grabs, then I'll do it. But otherwise, I don't need it.
Okay. Because right now we have 3 for sure.
Oh, wait, just to clarify, if we don't use it killing him, I get to keep it, right?
If you don't use it killing Hades, it's gone. That's part of the deal, is like, it's a,
Okay.
you use it for the tincture, and if Hades dies and it hasn't been used, goodbye.
You know what? It's not going to hurt me. I'll take it.
I'll take it as well.
Awesome. That is
That's
all 5. There we go. Jasmine, have you yet figured out if you want to, what you want to?
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna not.
Just not?
I mean, well, because it's not like. My only indecision is there's like stuff that I don't want to do that maybe my character would, but I don't want to.
Gotcha,
So I
yeah.
think I'm just gonna not.
Okay.
Because otherwise we'll be in indecision land forever.
In which case, Asmodeus kind of like stands up. All of you watch as you all kind of like float along chairs and along tables, just kind of like moving you all to the side to make what looks to be just like an empty space in front of all of you. Here's where we're gonna begin then. As you all see, opening up and slowly rifting outwards is a portal. Unlike the portals you have seen before, this one crackles with arcane light, but does not exude heat or light, but merely seems to be painted with it. You watch as Asmodeus keeps his hand over, all of you able to, because Asmodeus actually does have telepathy. He can just talk to you in your mind. Talk to who he needs to. And so what he will do is, to begin, Jim.
I'm so sorry. I did message you one last time, and this might be important. Okay, thanks.
Wait, 1 second.
Meg was saying that she was in decision land all day.
Yeah, sorry, I messaged you back.
Okay.
That makes sense. It's that.
Yep, I understand. It'll be fine.
Okay.
It's fine.
Okay. You all watch Jim enters the portal. And what I will say, Braxton, as you feel yourself walk in, you know, again, Asmodeus makes this deal with you in your minds, on paper, a classic devil's deal, but you know it's for this greater good. And as you enter in, Jim, you immediately seem to have come out, and in your hand you hold a brilliant vial of crackling arcane light. This vial, you don't remember what happened in there. But as you appear back in front of Asmodeus, you realize with the deal made, you have this energy that can be used to directly craft a tincture to kill a god. As you do so, you watch as Hook also walks in and immediately walks out. In that same way, shall I say. And you watch as Kronk we will do later. Kronk will have their moment to choose. You all will get the chance. Thumbelina, Morph, and Mr. Incredible. As you all three walk in and walk out, at which point all five, there are 5 people now holding these vials of arcane energy. What's important to note, these vials actually do emanate light. In about a 30-foot radius, they glow now. Unlike this portal, which seems painted, right? It doesn't glow. You are all holding now vials that glow with pure creation wish. At which point now, Jasmine, you stand near your mom, having chosen not to go in. And I will ask, of the 3 remaining, who wants to go first?
I can go first. I'm a little nervous, but let's do it.
Thumbelina,
Personal wish, yeah.
you enter
And I
into
die. Automatically. Dun, dun, dun.
Again.
not again. You walk in, and here's what I will say. Thumbelina, as you enter in, you find yourself surrounded by cool light. You feel nothing, and you feel everything. Thumbelina, you look around you, and you see a woman standing in front of you. She has that beautiful auburn hair pulled all the way back with a regal crown atop her head. And Thumbelina, you see your mother. And as you do, I will say, you realize you've seen her before, as now that you are back, your memories seem to return of this place. As you see, your mother simply goes, "Ah, you're back so soon."
Are you waiting for me to respond? Sorry. It's soon? How long was I gone?
You see, this creature's head turns just not long, but not short. You just came and left. What else can I provide you?
You know what I need.
You see, this woman that you're now realizing, while it looks like your mother, this may be a visage, as she isn't treating you like family. This is a representation. What you need? I gave you what you need. And Thumbelina, a bit of memory returns. Yeah, I have the vial. You look down in your hand and see the wish vial you already got. You see, she looks at you, this woman, and goes, "Are you not here for your own personal wish?"
I am here for my personal wish.
Yes, we talked about this last time. You were surprised because I'm your mom, but I'm not really your mom. And you came for a wish that you used to only for good. You made a deal for it, but now you've come for a personal wish.
Yes.
Thumbelina, you will not say what you have given up. But in this moment, you will need to speak the words of what you want to wish for.
I wish to return. How do I want to word this? That's the important part here.
You see, the visage of your mother goes, you can word it how you want. I know what you mean. We talked about it last time you were here.
Oh.
Thumbelina,
Okay.
it's that weird. We did. We talked about this. How I don't need to. Did I? It's so horrible. And I'm doing this as a DM of how do you roleplay not remembering something? By not roleplaying. You don't really know what happened the first time you walk through the portal. But now for a personal wish, this visage goes, you don't have to find the right words. We know what you want.
The intent is all that matters in this case?
Yeah. Unlike
Nice.
a true wish spell, a spell cast by wish, does require correct verbiage. Because again, a person shaping the world has to say it right. This is, what do you want? What's your intent right now?
Tell me what you want, what you really, really want.
I want to go home and claim my birthright.
You see this woman nod. Yes. Yes, you do love your family. And you've been gone for too long, haven't you?
Yep.
You see, as she places a hand on your eyes and goes, it is done. Thumbelina, you appear in front of Asmodeus. And like before, but unlike before, you don't remember everything that happened in there. But you know it worked. And you know what you gave up. You see, Asmodeus's hand actually is closing as what you have given up, now the energy of that dissipates back out into the world. You see he nods, just, thank you.
Thank you.
Turns to the other two. Who is next?
I'm trying to grab a pencil.
I don't know if Thumbelina and Mr. Incredible are busy because their image froze on me, but I'll go next then.
All right. I can see you guys. Don't worry. It may just be
Yeah.
this, but we can go with Morph next. Morph,
Sorry.
you walk into the portal. And you see the expanse around you. Morph, being a wizard and a changeling without morph form, it's almost easier for you to remember this place. The expanse of nothingness, pure emptiness. It's not truly white, as white is a color, but it is empty. And yet it is full. You feel the arcane move around you. As you remember, you yourself are arcane. And you see Merlin in front of you. Ivor.
Oh.
Not in his robes of stars and moon, but you see the kindly old man sitting there as if on a step stool. Welcome back. You and your friends are coming rather quickly.
We've got places to be. So, August, this is a question for you. Am I giving up A or B? Because I mentioned two different things.
Or C, both of them.
Oh, yes. Text me which one. Text me which one.
I would rather it be A.
Okay. A. I'm just going to make sure.
Like, frankly, I would rather it be that one.
I'm going to make sure, because you're saying... So I'm just texting, because I want to confirm it before I do it. All right.
Okay. Just making sure, because I'm like, if this is everything, that kind of sucks. But oh well. I just wanted to be aware. Okay, so he's just sitting there on a stool. So we're coming through fast. Okay.
And you see, as it is given up, you see this visage of Ivor, not truly though, as again, you remember that conversation of, Ivor, how are you here? Oh, it's not you.
Yeah.
But you see now this person looking at you goes, what do you wish for?
I wish for another shot at Hades.
You see goes, another one?
Yes.
Of course.
Can't afford to miss.
Did you make a deal for this one too?
Yes.
But not on the binding oath of creation, correct?
This one I didn't.
Ah, this is simply your desire. Ivor pulls out from his own chest a piece of glowing light, shapes it into another bottle, places it inside the globule. Morph, you take this. He goes, good luck. As Morph, you appear, you don't know what happened, but you're holding now a second vial.
Okay.
That now makes the party's total 6. Well done. Alrighty.
You're so selfless.
No, I'm not.
Mr. Incredible, you will go before other sneaky stuff that people are texting.
Okay.
As you enter in, striding in, you see Simon.
Oh.
As realizing, Mr. Incredible, Simon, how are you? Wait, we were just here. Because you're looking around and once again, you're realizing where you are.
Yeah.
As this creature or visage or entity or thought goes, hey, all right, back again. What can I do for you?
Oh. I was not expecting it to be Simon. So he's asking what I wish, right?
Correct. But in a form you know very well.
I wish that I hadn't left behind the real Ring of War before this trip.
Oh.
You see, he goes, that's ironic coming from me, am I right?
Yeah.
You see, appearing, it wasn't always on his finger, sliding off the Ring of War from Simon's own finger. Simon takes off, gives it to you, just, all right. That's for you there, my friend.
Dude, nice.
Mr. Incredible, you are now holding the Ring of War.
Nice. Good fun.
Dang. Oh my goodness gracious. I did not see that coming.
Interesting.
All right. Here's what I will say. Jim, do you want to go in?
Yeah.
All right. I've been getting a lot of texts of like, hey, wait. No, not just you. Like, everyone's been texting me. And I knew that's how this session would start.
We're all a lot of
Yeah,
I
like,
thought of
wait,
something.
change their mind.
I
Yes.
thought of something.
Yes. And that's why. Like, I knew if people had immediate stuff going in. This is why. Jim, you walk in.
Thanks, August, for letting us be indecisive.
Of course. You
To be fair, I
feel
also kind of thought someone else would want what I want, and
Jim,
nobody else does.
what you give up is now truly gone. You feel that magic taken away. You feel that swap. But Jim, as you enter in to this strange whiteness, once again your mind now reeling and recomprehending of this place you've been before. In front of you, you see Silver.
Oh.
Or rather, Long John, clean-cut appearance, not dirty and mangled like he usually is. This is a very clean Silver. Looks at you and goes,
That's
"Ha ha! You're back too! I've never received so many visitors! Ha ha!
Well, you're welcome, I guess.
Well, how can I be of service, my boy?"
So I'll pull out the sword, and I'll just be like, I wish that this sword had a voice.
You see,
Whoa!
oh!
Mic drop.
Oh my god!
You see, Silver kind of chuckles. Ha ha ha! A wish of creation of life intelligence. I like it.
Dude! Oh!
I'll always do it for you, Jim. Jim, you feel yourself suddenly as you are outside the portal.
You're gonna have to edit that one thing.
As stepping out from the portal, though, yes, only Jim. But Jim, the sword of Zario suddenly goes, "Hello?
Hey,
Oh my goodness. Well, this is rather interesting.
figured it would help.
Yes. It is rather annoying to talk through emotion. I honestly wonder if that's where I and Zaria went wrong. Because our relationship was built upon speaking through literal emotion and not words. Only feelings.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Well, thank you.
No problem.
The sword, rather like Phil, seems to hum as it speaks, right? It's that the voice has no mouth, and yet it kind of like reverberates out in that metallic tone.
Hey, we found Phil a girlfriend, maybe.
I'll pull Phil out and I'll be like, "Hey, here you go, a friend."
Phil, I'm sorry, we're non-binary pieces of metal. I mean,
just
I
said
don't
a friend.
think I could try. You watch as this happens. Uh-oh. My throat is getting gunked up.
Oh no.
I'm fine. But you see, Jim, as coming out, you now have a speaking sword of Zario, to which I'll finish one last text with people and Sneaky. Sorry, yeah, I texting
Okay,
people.
excellent.
Is that what you do?
Yes, and I'm texting you though why I was so concerned about
Okay.
it's a big ask.
Cool. You see as Jim exits the portal, you realize that Jasmine has stepped forward towards the portal and has a subtle conversation with Asmodeus. All telepathy wise. And I'll wait for the rest of the conversation to come through. But you see, Jasmine has also chosen to come through.
I told you it's completely game breaking, but that's what Justin would be thinking. It's like
It's game
you've
break-
given me the perfection of all wish spells and no consequences, like no monkey's paw, nothing goes wrong. Of course, this is what she's gonna wish for.
Oh my gosh, I really can't wait
It's
to find out what you're
huge.
wishing for.
Huge.
Jasmine is giving up. Again, I'm never going to disclose. While some things you guys give up may eventually become apparent or physically might be there, it's something where you guys are noticing, but you'll never know what you give up.
If you look, Jim is missing his right hand.
I actually considered giving up a hand. I
Maybe.
thought about it.
And then you get a hook, and you get a hook.
I thought about a couple things, but
It's something you'll never truly know, and you guys don't have to divulge. That is rather personal. Jasmine, you step forward for the first time into the portal. As you step through, this is huge.
this will be interesting who I get to talk to though, because like 2 of my parents are.
That's what I was wondering
and one's not
too.
my parent. Well, I guess other people got like mentors
What
though.
I'm going to say, Jasmine, as you step in, for the first time,
For the first time.
Elsa, no, a white expanse. Everything is suddenly gone. You watch as all of your parents and family are gone. The portal is no more. And you are alone. Looking around you, there is no start of space or end, but rather simply nothingness. As you feel your way around, after a moment, you realize you're not alone. As turning around, you see your father. Not Asmodeus, but rather the Sultan, as you know him. As you see, this man looks at you and goes, "Hello. You're new."
I have a big ask.
I assume so, as you're projecting a lot of powerful image into me. What do you wish for, my dear?
I wish for my home Africa and all the other kingdoms that Hades has destroyed in this war to immediately and completely be restored and whole, and the people brought back to life therein.
You see, this man
What?
sitting here goes, "Oh." Suddenly, Jasmine, you realize that out of everything around you, you feel yourself stepping out of the portal. You know it has been done, but you do not remember anything. As you exit, Asmodeus closes the portal, and you see he turns to you all. Jim, Hook, Morph, Mr. Incredible, and Thumbelina, you all have these vials. As you all turn, you see what kind of catches you off guard is their immediate visceral reactions of, one, Jim does not have Morph with him, or rather a blue Morph.
I was so confused for a second.
Morph is gone. Someone gave up Morph. No, I'm kidding. I would not allow that.
My familiar is gone.
The familiar
Oh,
is gone.
did you give up the familiar or wizarding levels? I
It-
can't ask. Sorry,
No.
I just realized.
Yes, no one can ask, but you also see what takes you a moment. There's a random person here, and yet not random. Mr. Incredible does not have his mask.
Oh.
Oh.
What does that mean?
You don't know. But you see, Asmodeus looks, sees the vials, and goes, "This is your wish, and this is what you all want." But as he does so, all of you thinking back, again, you cannot remember your time inside. You know what you wish for, and you all have that knowledge of what you gave up. But as this happens, you see a person appears next to Asmodeus. Stepping out of the Ethereum, the image of Glacia appears. Not her physical form. As you know, a Devil Lord rarely leaves their realm, but a projected image. Appearing, panting, just, "Father, Mother, there's terror, there is bad news coming." You see, Asmodeus turns, just, "What is wrong, Glacia?" Glacia just, "It is the armies. It is Orcus. He is coming.
Shoot.
Orcus. He is coming with Fierna, with Tidevilius. With those, he comes to take the castle." You realize Asmodeus looks stunned. As all this has happened rather quickly, right? It's that, like, how do you pause? Asmodeus goes, "Tell me what has happened." Glacia takes a breath, just, "Here are the facts that I know. During the prison break, I did not realize this, but many of Orcus's old generals and armies escaped. I was more preoccupied with the lower levels, especially as these are the more severe of criminals, but I was not expecting the higher levels and the rankings to escape. But that seems to have been their plan. I did not realize this, but from what I understand, Orcus is now marching along with with Fierna and her armies, Tidevilius and the armies and armor he was able to gain, to be able to take all of this together and to march here to kill you."
No.
You see, Glacia just, I imagine you must, of course, at full haste, summon the Heffalumps and Woozles, your grand army, to fight. You see, Asmodeus stops, just, "Yes, I will summon my armies." Glacia, "Thank you. Please, we may handle this." As Glacia nods, she turns, sees you, Jasmine. She goes, "Nice horns. They look lovely." As
I instinctively look up the romance so I can't see them.
As Glacia looks up, all of you look at Jasmine. Jasmine has two tiny horns popping up above her hair.
You're so cute.
Sherazade actually comes over, just, "Dear, being born of this realm and infernal, the longer you stay here, the faster you age, even by human standards. But you will not age beyond a mortal standard. They look lovely." As Jasmine now has two little horns going boop.
You're so cute.
With this cuteness, though, you see Hook goes, "I'm sorry, a fucking what?"
All right. Yeah.
Orcus is definitely our problem, right? In Fierna, they at least we know we're into the babies.
You see, Asmodeus looks deeply troubled and goes, "This is not good."
Yeah, no.
"I must ask you all to leave."
Can't we help?
You see, Asmodeus goes, "I cannot ask your assistance in this fight, as this is too much." You see, anyone who wants to can make me an insight check on Asmodeus.
Yes, indeed, I would, sir. If I can make this big enough for me to see. Okay. Ooh, that's pretty good. 22.
22.
18.
18 as well.
15.
Not enough.
Not enough. Morph, Asmodeus looks scared.
Oh, shoot.
As well as Jasmine, on your also 20, you're realizing Asmodeus, for all the like power and rage, he doesn't look in any way, shape, or form confident or excited. Rather, deeply horrified and scared.
That's a problem. Guys, I think we better do what he says.
August.
Hmm.
I know he said that he can't ask us to help, but could we offer to help?
You see, Asmodeus sitting here goes, I could not ask. It will be easier for us to fight and not you. Excuse me. Oh, the circle has gone at this point. Sorry. After the portal, again, this is more open. You see, Asmodeus goes, this is my fight, not yours.
I feel bad leaving him like this, but what else do we do? We have a fight in the upper world that we need to fight too.
And frankly, we won't be able to make enough of a difference against the combined forces of all the layers of hell at once.
Asmodeus knows what he's doing.
I don't know. I could cast some pretty awesome fireballs.
Is August. Do we know if the armies are all demons and devils, or if there are any other creatures in them?
Right. What you know is it's gonna be demons and devils. They wouldn't have any other creatures. Whereas Orcus is this like dark demon of undead. Most of the stuff you're working against is whatever armies Orcus had from the sixth layer, the prison.
Yeah.
Fierna, in theory, doesn't have a ton. She is just a judge, but it's that like her followers, guards, like those kind of like other ranking demons that she could summon, as well as Tidavilius with, you're sure it wouldn't be any form of army, but it's that like he's supplied the arms, right? Like the weapons,
Yeah.
the armor, the siege machinery, whatever they needed. That's where he came in.
I mean, here's the thing. I realize not everyone is a rogue, but especially as a rogue, Jasmine was like, yeah, I'm maybe not gonna be great for like fighting off an army, but I can like pick off like the generals, right? Like, oh, what are you gonna do if Orcus suddenly drops dead in the middle of the fight? Like, isn't that gonna help?
Here's what I need you to do. Mr. Incredible, this is a check only you can make because of your life, shall I say. Go ahead and give me a pure, what do I want to call this? It's like a war-based insight, so you'd have like advantage. It's that you've done battles now, you've been a commander. It's something that you could gain here.
So you said insight?
Insight with advantage, because it's something war-based.
Cool.
While he's doing that, I was going to ask if I can do a further insight on Asmodeus, because if he doesn't look excited or confident at all, he looks scared. It makes me wonder, does he fear that he can't win this battle?
Yes, you may.
And, okay.
So that's a 19.
19. Mr. Incredible, you have fought in battles, you have fought with armies. There is something Asmodeus isn't telling you. Right? Any general, any commander, there is a piece of information that he is leaving out, and you're not sure why. It's that, like, hey, in a battle, like, if you're talking about a war, he's not really saying what he should be saying, right?
Okay.
Morph, what did you get?
One higher than last time, 23.
23. Morph, Asmodeus looks terrified, right in assuming he doesn't think he can win. And
August?
yes.
After I do my insight, can I walk up to him and like, have the telepathic conversation with him?
Yes, you may.
It'll be quick because I know he's pressed for time.
Yeah.
But I want to say something like, with all due respect, if we're on the same team, it seems like we should be sharing information right now. Are you worried that you're going to have to surrender or join them?
You see, Asmodeus kind of takes this, looks at you all, and just... It's not so much of surrender, rather than what we could do against them. You see, Asmodeus kind of like stops, takes a deep breath, looking at you all. Just what I'm about to tell you all is something that if you ever release this information, I will bind your soul to that of the pit and backside of Tartarus, torturing you for the rest of your souls.
Understood, sir.
Asmodeus takes that deep breath. We don't have armies.
I called it as Megan.
Megan
Forever
called this
ago.
forever ago.
He told me about the Hubbaloops and Woozles thing, and I was like, oh, so they don't exist.
You see, Asmodeus, I have perpetuated myth based on my own actual power. And Mr. Incredible Thumbly, you know he has power in him. He could solo armies, right? He's that powerful, but it's that I have led people to believe we have horrifying forces guarding the 9th layer because it keeps away other layers. I don't have the time nor any more willpower. He kind of looks at Sherazade to be a general, to rule. I rule purely based on, well, my title, right? Make people think they're afraid of you and then don't let them do anything else.
Mr. Osmodeus is his name, right? Sorry, they're running all the names. Mr. Osmodeus, sir, if it's about armies, go up a layer, and there is up there we created. Could we bring them down to help? I mean, genuinely, that is an army. They're maybe not the best trained army, but they are an army.
That's a good idea. That's a really good idea, Thumbelina.
Asmodeus goes, that's a horrible idea. Those are people against demons with well-equipped magical armor and weapons, and demons. It would take 100 humans to take out one demon.
Well, we do. What about they're not Sebastian. I can't remember what they're called right now.
The animal thing.
I thought you were talking about Kalitas, not people.
Oh,
Yeah.
Kalita? Yeah, no, he's going, bringing a Kalita, that's like one demon. That's like having 50 or so demons versus the thousands of demons they're marching with.
Okay.
I mean, that's still something. I take out the necklace that I got from one of the witches. I think Petty Poop. And I'm just going to hold it out to him. Is this something that could help one of your generals, maybe?
An arcane focus? No, they're all magical. Listen, I don't think I've made this very clear. It's me. I have high power illusions and necrotic energy. I keep people away by soloing. I one-on-one fight people and misdirect them until they give up. And no one's marched on Nessus, the 9th layer, in the past 8 millennia. I make sure of this by the rumors I spread. I don't think we can just have an art. That's why I'm saying, please go. I will do some misdirection, keep them away, because as long as we don't fight, we don't lose.
So it sounds like 8,000 years ago, he basically disbanded his military and called it good.
I have a question.
Dude!
He's got the power of the wish spell at his fingertips. Can't he just wish an army?
You see, he goes, I would cease to exist. Part of the pact of being the lord of this lair means I can never access the schism. If I ever were to do that, I would cease.
What if you let us access it for you?
No. You see, I appreciate you all and for your valor in dealing with the Devil Lords, with Hades, and with your friendship in reuniting me with my daughter. I was lenient. I can never allow you again to enter the schism. That is too much.
Can I have a real quick insight on basically, like, is this a good plan and, like, really they might be okay? Or is this, like, he's just trying to, like, get me out of here before we all die?
That's what it
Makes sense?
sounds.
Is that, like, he probably
Yeah.
needs help but won't ask for it? Or is it that, no, leave and he probably can misdirect and at least, like, be fine?
Yes, you.
I'm genuinely worried he thinks that everyone's gonna die, so he's just hoping that
No,
someone
that's
can
only
survive.
another dirty 20.
A dirty 20. Jasmine, you're thinking it's that this might work if you leave and misdirect and it's like that. Because, yeah, if an army is just marching around forever and they don't ever fight anything, that's it, right? Like, and you're just, it's a guerrilla campaign, fear tactic, illusion magic.
Yeah.
That might work. I'll say on a dirty 20, there's something that's nagging at you that you don't know what. But you see, as you were saying this, Sherazad walks to the other side of Asmodeus. She kind of grips your hands, just, please, when everything is settled down, find us, talk to us. We want to get to know you. You must leave. As Asmodeus is looking at you all, just, please go.
Okay, thank you.
I am glad I got to meet you both. Please be safe.
All right. How would you guys like to leave? Morph, you do have the cube.
Yeah, sorry. Happy to use the cube because I'd rather him use all of his magic for hell. Let's use the cube.
Excellent.
Oh, this is gonna be so fun. I'm so excited. Let me check. That is going to be the first side then because I definitely don't want to go anywhere else at the moment. Material plane sounds fantastic.
Yes, using the first side, the material plane.
Can I specify where?
If
Yes,
it's
you
a
can.
gate spell, yes.
It's a gate
What?
spell.
Yes.
Yeah. So where do we want to go, y'all?
I mean, I know where Jasmine wants to go in that split second of like, I want to go home and like see with my own eyes that it's fine. But like, that's probably not the strategic thing. But if we're in the middle of all this chaos and you just ask, she's probably just gonna say Agrabah.
Do we need to?
Question:
Are we
Why is
gonna-
the map different?
Oh, you haven't seen the map! Oh no!
Oh, Braxton hasn't seen it.
Yes, as this is the map of current Desanya.
Yeah.
And you were very careful. Jasmine, the countries and people are back
Yeah.
together. The world isn't.
I figured, but also that like I don't know. If
Your
we
intention
ever really-
was the people,
Yeah.
not the
I didn't
geography.
care about the
The
geography.
topography of the world could be whatever. It's as
Could
long
not
as
Yeah, so Hades decided to screw the world over and did this. So, yeah, that happened while we were in hell. I kind of forgot that this group doesn't really know the extent of
Because we weren't.
Armageddon so far. So,
What
sorry.
if, what if we go to the flying ship, the Imagineer ship?
Or
Oh,
more?
but they don't have it right now. No, we would have known that they don't have it, right?
More.
I haven't heard anything of it.
you guys haven't heard anything.
bothered.
So it could be that we could go back
Then I
towards
guess
the
we don't
meridian.
like them.
More.
Yeah, if we just happen to pop up on the meridian and take it back over if it seems like it's not.
Would it be wise to go to like the Hall of Princesses just to get an update on what's going on before?
Yeah, I was wondering if Magentia might be best just because that's where basically our headquarters are.
Magentia is where Arthur is. Sumani City is
Yeah.
where the Council of Princesses.
Oh.
Agrabah is where Jasmine's home.
Where's Merlin? He's going to be with Arthur, yeah?
You don't know, honestly. That's the
Yeah,
best
no.
part.
Okay.
Could we send Jasmine to Agrabah so she can make? I mean, I don't want
want to seem insensitive, or do we all think we're in the same place?
No, but it's also completely stupid to split the party. Like she absolutely wants to
Yeah.
help you guys more
Yeah,
than she
I
wants
mean,
to
but
go.
if you're concerned, I mean, I understand that it's your city. But I
But,
don't
like,
think we
I'd
all
rather
need
be
to
with you
get
guys when we're going out into
Yeah.
a moment of war and like dealing with crap.
I think that the two most important places for us to go would be either Magencia or Sumani City, both because they are centers of information and authority on our side.
I feel like I would vote Magenzi
Hopefully.
as much as like Council of Princesses is that
The
like
feeling that I'm
unity
I
and
wanna
culture
go
and
to
blah blah
Sumani.
blah.
But
Arthur, Merlin, and Morgana are
feel
more
when
like
I
spearheading
go,
the
I'm
like
gonna be
Right.
stuff.
So my vote is Magencia. Can we just take a vote, because that might be the most useful way to decide?
I think we need to see Arthur. I'm with you guys there.
Okay, so that's
Magencia is
three
my
for
vote.
Magencia. What?
Magencia.
Okay. Okay, cool. Everybody in favor, say aye, and let's go.
Yep.
Are-
Oh, I'm so excited to use the cube. Ah! It's so
You-
cool.
Watch. Morph. The cube, as you press the side, kind of bamfs outward, right? You press the side, and the opposite side kind of like shifts out, and this cubic gate enlarges to form this grand 10 by 10 foot square.
Oh, it's so dope.
And
Okay.
you realize it's that very, like, think Loki TVA. It's this shimmering arcane energy. Unlike the portals you've seen before, this is a gate. This is a properly constructed thing. And to which I ask, do you guys want to go through?
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like I'll probably go last.
As
Yeah.
you go last, Jasmine, that last look to your parents, you see Asmodeus. Jasmine, the rest of you don't see this. Asmodeus let loose a little bit of rage as you see him roar, Raja! As echoing through this realm. Jasmine, Raja appears right next to you. Head completely in the dirt. And she has Asmodeus just keep her alive for your sake. As Raja doesn't bow, doesn't kneel, doesn't do anything but merely just
He just
is
cowers.
So all of you walking through find yourselves in a grand throne room. Sunlight is streaming in. It's that immediate breath of air. Welcome back to Desanya. Oh, it's been so long.
It's been months.
Months and months and
I
months
mean,
and months.
basically a really crazy week, actually, but months.
As you're all sitting there, Arthur is sitting. You see he's wearing a t-shirt, shorts, like to-go crown, right? It's like, it's something to be there. As he is like writing a bunch of notes and letters, just like school desk.
Has ramen off to the side. It's just,
Yeah, literally, like he looks up and you see this poor like 16-year-old kid just,
Hey.
hello, you're back.
Hi.
Yeah.
Fucking Arthur, back from hell.
What happened? Oh, gods above, how are you? You're alive. Everyone's here. It's a pleasure to meet.
Oh, actually,
Arthur pulls out his sword. Hook! And you see he runs at Hook.
no,
Oh,
don't.
No. That's my father.
what?
Yes. What indeed? But
For the record, the courts of hell ruled that all the bad stuff he did, he was basically insane because the fairies made him crazy.
Arthur hasn't lowered his sword, like, but you see it just.
So if that helps.
Do
on
you
a scale
trust
of
him?
1 to 10, he's like
Yes.
a 9 right now.
You see, Arthur slowly is gonna lower his sword. As long as he's with you, shoot.
You should probably know, because these are big players, Tidabilius, Fierna, and Orcus are all in the 9th layer of hell right now. Just so you know they're not in pieces in other places. If that helps for
I'm sorry, I know
strategizing.
Orcus was the fake Mr. Incredible. You
Yes.
are Mr. Incredible, right?
Yeah, this
Or
is
are
the
you?
other one's a demon lord.
Where's your mask, though? The real Mr. Incredible would have a mask.
Yeah. I'm going about a new style right now.
All right. That's okay. I'm sorry. So who's
The other
Fierna?
two are devil lords in league with Hades. So just big players,
Okay.
so we know where they are.
They're
I don't
in
know if that
hell.
helps.
What happened?
So much.
A lot. Question: where are Morgana and Merlin?
Wait. Let's just be careful about any information we share.
Oh yeah, Do
Yes.
we do, like,
Yeah.
perception
As
for
you see,
scrying?
he says Morgana is off doing a project I asked her to. Merlin hasn't left his quarters in days, and he specifically said if anyone enters his room, their atoms would be shredded. I don't know what an atoms is, but it sounded painful, so I'm not touching that.
I'm just going to say, okay, I'll be back. And I'm going to let you guys figure out how you want to explain things to him. I'm going to go and try to find Merlin's room.
Should we give
Morph,
the
I'm
evil-
going to tell you this as a DM. No one can talk to Merlin is inaccessible now until the finale because of what you did.
Dang it!
If
No!
you want that, no one gets Merlin. There's a reason even Arthur's not allowed in. Merlin has to have complete focus with what he's doing.
I'm so worried now.
So you can
Okay,
find his
cool.
tower and see the note saying "Don't come in or atoms will shred." But yes, that is Merlin. It's cool. You got some good stuff, but it's Merlin's kind of MIA right now.
So
or-
go back to Braxton's point, should we all proceed for scrying?
Yeah, if you guys want to proceed for scrying or anything around Arthur, you can.
Definitely.
Oh my gosh, I am rolling so many dirty 20s tonight.
I'll try. I'm not good.
What are we rolling?
Oh, that's a nat 20.
No.
Oh, that's fantastic. Because that's a 14.
Mr. Incredible, on a nat 20, you sense, with that paladin magic, there is a bubble behind Arthur's head.
Can I go up to just like hug Arthur or shake his hand or something and pop the bubble? Like
Easily, yeah.
reach over his shoulder for a hug and just go and pop it.
You give him a hug. You see Arthur kind of like gives the hug back. Just, it's good to see you too. Yes. As you've never been like the hugging guy, but he's just like, all right, cool. Arthur, just please, yes. What do you need? What does anyone need? Or what happened to you all? Sorry. Information first.
You know what we need as a party? We need health potions. You know how many battles we nearly died?
You see, Arthur goes, I've heard Rapunzel's working on making some.
I'm working on it. It takes a hot second.
You see, he goes, we've been running low on health potions throughout all the realms.
Hey, August, I
Yes.
have a scroll for Mask Cure Wounds. How long would it take for me to learn it?
Oh, yeah, to learn that? I can tell you right now. So it's been a hot second since since last week, because someone else learned it. To learn a spell for someone, so 8. This might take a hot second. To learn it, you would just need +8. Okay, Thumbelina. To learn an additional spell, it would take you about 30 days for an 8th level. So like a month's worth of time, because this is an 8th level spell. It's not something that's easily like picked up, but like heavy intensive, like every day, nose to the grindstone, learning it, practicing it, like of course taking like bathroom, restroom, food breaks, but to learn spells does take a lot of time.
I have a feeling we don't have a month.
Yeah.
Okay, that does remind me though, another thing that we got with all the Galder Speedy Courier thing that I did with the other parties, I have the sending spell. wiki how to do a sending spell. So how long will that take me to learn?
Sending spell would only take you 12 hours.
Dope.
It's a 3rd level spell. Like, the lower the spell, the faster it is to learn it.
Yeah.
But like 8th and 9th level takes a long time, unfortunately.
Mhm.
You see Arthur just like, I'm sorry. First of all, I should probably let you all know, you've been gone a long time. You realize that, right?
How long has that been actually?
You all left in the official archive notes. Last year in this world, let's see, the rogues went down to hell on the, where'd it go? Disney Season 4, bum. Here we go. Oh my, wow, that has been a hot second. It is now, month-wise, the third month of the current year, 9261. You all know, last you left, it was 9260. And so,
Oh my god!
like 10 days in hell total, it was a big 10 days. Let me put it that way. You did a lot in 10 days, but
a day, a layer a day.
it was about a layer a day, right? Because you guys are strong. I mean, you're powerful mages and fighters, but it is now the month of Lumarin, and it is coming up on the end of Lumarin. So, like, think like in our world terms, like the 20th of March, and you guys left like end of November.
Oh my god!
So, like, almost 4 months of time in 10 days. And again, each different layer is actually different when it comes to time. Like, in theory, the longer you would have stayed in the 9th layer, like if you had stayed and fought, oh, that would have been a long time. But Arthur's gonna like fill you in. You've been gone 4 months, and he shows you the new map. He fills you in on what the other parties are doing, and basically tells you the Imagineers were sent by the gods to hunt the demon lords, but Arthur has made a new adventure group because they were so low on resources. He's calling them his Venatore, or Lost Ones as they call themselves, and he has sent them to go hunt like other bad guys, right? Like sending them out to kill people like Davy Jones, Sean Yu, Mordu, right? Like Hades was popping up villains, and he's like, can you go take care of them? But now Arthur's going to ask, and this is what you can choose what you want to say, because Arthur would like to know what happened.
How much do we want to burden him with? That's the real question. I do think that one of the first things we should say actually is the information about the schism, and that we've got 6 charges basically to use on Hades.
You got 6 charges. Okay. You see,
And
Arthur.
Jasmine might want to mention a thing about her wish, but that's up to her.
That is up to Jasmine. It's up to all of you with your
Well,
wishes.
I like
There's
assume
so
that if it happened, it would have happened by now, right? Like, wouldn't we know, or did he know already?
Oh yeah, wouldn't you know, Jasmine? As you're sitting here, a flock of birds descends upon.
I was gonna say.
All of you see bluebirds, redbirds, like canary, doves, pigeons. All are slamming against the windows. And this Arthur turns his, good lord, that's so many sendings at once. Arthur carefully opens up the door as he is surrounded in a vortex of birds, who all are turning into pieces of parchment. You all can recognize this is Snow White's magic, right? As she like turns these things. Arthur starts looking. You see he looks at all of you and kind of just looks from the papers to you. What did you guys do?
Yes.
I even remember enough to. I guess I would know that this was my fault, right?
It's better not to ask, really.
Well, because we'd already explained the schism, right?
Yeah.
Yes, you are explaining the schism.
When I had my turn at the schism, I asked to restore what was lost.
You see Arthur just and looking at this, just that makes sense as the nations of Agrabah, Corona, France, Sumat,
I am
everything.
so happy about that.
Back.
But I'm gonna tell you, Jasmine, Meg's gonna be kicked out of here.
No, she's not gonna care because again, the whole wish when you get to that layer of hell, it was all
no
lawful and how the
consequences.
Oh
world works.
There is no.
Everyone gets mad when you break the laws of the
the only repercussions are what happens after.
Yes.
Right? There
Wait,
is
does that mean that Iago is alive too?
no.
Because
This-
it was specifically restoring the kingdoms that were hit.
It's nothing about players or nothing. It's the kingdoms and the people.
Because this is Jasmine as a queen of a country having that very specific concern of like, hey, these are
Makes
my
sense.
people, and I'm now aware. Well, this happened other places, so I may as well ask for them as well.
Wait, does that mean that the clerics are back?
Oh.
Are they?
Oh!
Bring back the clerics?
Oh my gosh! August! You know what? Just break your game.
Let me make a check.
Oh
As much
my
as
god!
it
They
is
were
the
lost, weren't they?
intentions, yeah.
It falls within her wish spell.
They were the first
Spell.
casualties of this.
Everywhere that Hades has destroyed to be immediately and completely destroyed, like people brought back to life and everything, was what she texted me. It's what she said.
I
Uh-huh.
also, August, in Sumani, I wish that I had never left the ring in Sumani.
Yeah, it's the that is part of that repercussion. Yeah, Orcus never had the ring. You always had it. It was that there's some cool. It's like, but again, subtle. It's how this is all working out. And here's what I'll say.
That's what you would do.
The temples are back.
Oh my gosh!
Wild.
Oh my gosh! The Clariside is redacted. It's just like,
Well,
nope.
it happened. It's just like now
And
everything.
Jasmine did give up something big. It's also something that Jasmine now no longer has. But man,
So worth it.
gosh.
Yeah, that was a bit hurting about, but she would have.
That's insane because all those rulers too are back. So
Oh yeah, like Anna's
now,
So,
wait, what?
All the rulers back.
Anna's
Anna,
no longer dead.
Queen Anna
That
no
makes
longer
me so
died.
happy.
Neverland never got burned down. Agrabah is no longer a pit. Honestly, and the careful wording of the spell means that the Temple of Sumani is still tiger lilies.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, fun fact. Arthur's gonna let you all know the other parties got Sumani, the cathedral, Notre Dame. It went from like Zeus to Hades to Tiger Lily. It was a whole
I love that so much.
Jasmine approves.
gosh.
Meg, that was amazing.
That's amazing, truly.
You guys
I mean,
like
I'm sorry for breaking your game, but I'm also not sorry at all. Just because I feel like that's a great
From Belina,
catchphrase.
you feel a tap on your shoulder. As you turn, you see Ravenwing is standing here. And all you see, he doesn't say much, but he simply goes, "Well done, my queen."
Oh,
As he doesn't probably know what happened, but all he knows is she did it. That's kind of that no consequence spell of you'll never know how, but well done.
We have a fairy army, guys.
whoa!
Here's what's gonna happen now. Arthur's going through all this, and I will say you can give him what you want from it. Arthur is going to let you all in on a bit of knowledge that was found out. You see, he goes, we know that the Imagineers have the ingredients for the God tincture. You all have the energy. We just need the keys now. We need some of these keys. You see, he kind of starts listing. The Imagineers got a tooth from Flint, they say. Agatha says that Ring of Death was one. To which I wonder if the other rings might be, but we don't know yet.
Does it have the ring of plague?
What was that?
Does he still have the plague ring?
Yeah, you see, he goes, Agatha had stored everything away, including the Ring of Death, the Ring of Plague, the Ring of Famine. These might be keys. We just don't know. All the DM notes, all you guys know is that the Ring of Death was a key. You see,
We also should have gotten the information from the Imagineers about other potential lieutenants of Hades who would have keys.
yes, the other things is like Facilier Facilier probably has one. Lilith, probably has one. Here's what
The
Arthur will
Imagineers
also
did say specifically Lilith's staff.
Lilith's staff, because it's that like,
Yeah.
hey, the real Tiger Lily, her staff was destroyed when she died, and if she has a staff, that's probably one. But Arthur is going to inform you guys that a couple of weeks ago, Facilier and Lilith were broken out of Magentia by Frollo.
Dang, that was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Oh no.
That no one knows where they are. They're probably deep underground, but it's not like if they have them, we would have to hunt it down. It's hard to tell, but we had them. They're gone. What else would you guys know? I gotta play catch up. That's the big stuff.
Cool. August, did you see my message?
Yes.
Actually, what time of day is it first?
This is about late afternoon.
Okay, then yeah, I'll do this.
Okay. Ooh, Mr. Incredible, this is important to note. You feel none of this connection.
Oh.
Including the first. Like, what you text me, that's all I'll say is like, all those stuff of like, is there a connection here? You don't feel right now.
Okay.
What did
That's
you give
fine.
up, Mr. Incredible?
And Morph, what you are doing might work.
So can I do an Arcana check?
No Arcana check needed. It's gonna work. Your passive Arcana would let you.
Or someone else specifically?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, cool. Awesome. Did you know this the whole time and you just didn't want to, you want me to figure it out? Not. Okay, cool. Thank you.
What I will say then to the rest of you guys is, as you are sitting here though, you see a portal opens up behind Arthur. As swirling portal appears, the image that comes to the forefront is Glacia. You see Glacia, Jasmine's sister, sitting here. Jasmine, they work not in the
Can I like run towards
You!
the portal?
for you.
Oh.
The armies. Shoot.
Oh no.
Stops.
From
Oh, they're
what
coming
I
here.
got, they were coming for me.
For you, plural.
Us. Yeah.
Us. You see Arthur sitting here, like, in shock, just,
Oh,
who?
That was my sister. She was saying the armies that we told you about storming the ninth layer of hell, they were coming for us.
Why would they be coming for you guys?
Well, we're pretty sure Hades is aware of our plan.
yeah.
Arthur kind of, in a very nice, I'm not mad. You should have led with that. I need
Forgot
to make
about
sure
it.
everyone knows immediately. Arthur's going to start taking some of these bird sendings, trying to send them off. But he's like, the armies of Orcus and of Hell are after you. Why
I'll go.
though? Because
I'll
of
go, Arthur. When I came up for that hug, they were watching you right behind you. You got to pay attention for that.
I'm sorry. Usually Merlin and Morgana help check. I was so busy today.
When we were in the ninth layer of hell, my father did say that Hades probably was aware of the text from which we got the information about the tinctures. So that might be why he might be hunting down Imagineers. if that's
You
what's
see-
happening. I don't know. Should I roll an insight to feel
Oh
like
yeah, you
is
can.
that the right
Anyone can roll an
interpretation?
insight. I'd say
Well,
as a,
I feel like that's the assumption of like he's definitely trying
Yeah.
to get faster because
it's
of
that group. Like, is there an insight check?
Woo,
Name? Is
that's
there
gonna be a 25.
25 from Jasmine?
Oh, that wasn't that great. It was only a 21.
Oh, only a 21.
I have a +7, so I expect more from my dice.
Yeah, of course. Jasmine, what I will say is on a 25, and all of you are realizing you guys hold the schism energy.
Oh.
That you can do a lot. If you get the keys, if you get the ingredients, you could always get those. That energy can't just immediately come back. They might be hunting you all because of that.
Oh, okay. So then, yeah, we'll point that out to Arthur. It's, oh, shoot. So we've got to make sure we're guarding the schism energy.
And you see Arthur looks, they're coming here.
Not if we find a better place to hide it, I guess. Or
You see Arthur just goes, we can't, Magency cannot deal with an invasion or a siege of any kind. That would break our kingdom. We cannot have that here. Where do we?
Yeah, we
have to do.
Hey, so
do
we want
contact with Silver and have him come pick us up in the flying ship?
Straight up, like, why don't we do that? Why don't we
we could
find out where our flying
do
ship
that
is?
all.
Because then we could just be on the move.
You see Arthur goes, which flying ship? I know the Imagineers took Flint's ship, and the Lost Ones have the Meridian.
I feel like we should meet up with the Imagineers if they have the other ingredients,
It's
right?
Tiger's
Like,
Eye.
start making them?
If you want the Tiger's Eye, you see Arthur goes, but then you're being hunted. An army is coming. You can't outrun an army.
I think in that ship we could, but
against a god of death and his highest minions,
Fair
I
enough.
don't think you could.
fair enough.
You see, Arthur looks just really troubled. Again, you're seeing this like.
So then, do we go to a different plane again?
Or should we
And you see Arthur goes, that might help for a moment, and then they follow you there.
should we roll another insight check to figure out like what would be a good strategy to deal with this?
Yeah, if you guys want to try to
Like
like
if
insight,
there's some place we could go to just siege it out, or like how to run away, or like what
it's
we
yeah. Do we run? Do we siege? What do we do with this?
I got a 19. Is it insight or can it be an intelligence-based something?
This is insight because it's like, what do we do?
Okay.
Like
Well,
based
then
on
26.
26. You're starting to get like, there's some good stuff you could do. I mean, if you jump the Tiger's Eye and just try to outlast, but eventually they'll be there. Because
Right.
off of Jasmine's previous insight is they're coming for you guys because you have the energy. Even with or without the energy, they're going to come for you.
Right.
With the Tiger's Eye, it's we keep going until we have to stop and fight. You could siege it out. It's that like stop and fight on our own terms. There is always that option. To which Arthur is just saying like it can't be in Magentia though. If you're gonna fight him, not
Right.
here. This Magentia is so weak we couldn't handle that. With everything else on those insights, this is where then I will say, as a party, how would you want to handle it then? Because you have options in terms of if you want to run, it's the eventual stop and fight, or you just stop and fight now, or where, or when, or why, or how. What would be your guys' like ideas behind that?
I'm down for the ship, and then maybe finding a place where we could take on an army, or
Right.
outlast a siege.
Gotcha.
My question would be if anybody has because Morph has both the speed courier. If they're coming for us because they think we have the schism, can we like Galder speeded courier the wish energy, or at least one of them, to the Imagineers or like different parties to split them up, but then we act as the
That's a good
and
idea.
run on the Tiger's Eye so it looks like we still have it, and just make sure we're not being scried when we do that.
That's a possibility.
That's actually not a bad idea because that would force them to split up their forces, if nothing else.
Or again,
what about the
especially if
Pirate
we
Council?
successfully act as a diversion and they think we have it.
But
Yes.
technically, do we have to be the ones to use the wish spell, or can it be used by anyone?
You guys have to be the ones enforcing. Those of you that made the deal, it's not like a catch-22 of, oh no, I'm stuck with it. It's just that's part of the deal where if you don't use it, it's just gone. But to use it for making the tincture, you will need to be the ones to have it.
Dang it.
But
So,
that
if
is
we want to split it up, I mean, that's fine, but then we have to find the ones that match to us again.
Exactly, and that might get hard. Jim, you did have something. Sorry.
Yeah. What about the Pirate Council? We now have the pirate lords with the pieces of 8. We could
That's true.
get a pirate army.
You want to know a fun fact, Jim?
Pirate Council though has people that are
My-
corrupted
my
on it,
favorite
don't
what
they?
is happening.
We can kill them.
You don't know. That's the thing, is you don't know. In theory, it's the honor amongst thieves, the pirates code.
Yeah.
But you know, Flint was a pirate lord, and he was definitely for the bad guys. What I will say, Jim, this is actually important. I have to say this first. Jim, being on the mortal plane, Hook has taken you aside and has whispered in your ear, "Do you hear it?" Jim, you realize Hook holds up his hook and kind of points for you to grab Ben Gunn's memory bank. As you're holding it, there's the slightest hum off of this. And you know that the call has been sounded. Meaning, one of the other pirate lords, you're not sure who, technically any pirate lord can summon, but someone has officially summoned the Brethren Court, so you could go there, because that's like a use the pirates, right?
Yeah. And then we also have the nations of Agrabah and the fairies.
I'd rather not lead an army back to my newly rebuilt home.
To be fair,
Yeah.
they are an army, though. We're going to have to fight these battles somewhere.
I will say this, Jasmine, passive insight. Agrabah has held off sieges for years.
That's fair.
Very
We
successful.
did do very well during the
In a
apocalypse.
city of thieves and rogues,
Yeah.
like the Knoll armies, like Maleficent's armies, didn't ever make a scratch. It didn't mean Agrabah unfortunately couldn't come help, but Agrabah has that insane come into the walls and we're set.
Mm.
I have two thoughts or slash questions, August.
Yes.
First off, my two wishes that are for Hades, if I absorb them, could Thumbelina and Jim, can they sense that they're in me, or does that help mask their presence?
Here's what I'll say. That's a good question. And the easy answer, or rather the one like no, kind of that passive morph, you don't know. Because it's, are they scrying you? Is it a locate object on you? Is there some innate tracker on you? Right? It's like, because, yeah, it's like that, oh man, if I absorb them, or if they're in a bag of holding, but is that what they're looking for? Or is it looking for us? Or is it looking for the imaginary?
That makes sense. Okay. Then my other question is, what about the Orc Kingdom of just, it looks like a wasteland, clear down south. What do we know about that place? Because I don't think that we know much of anything about it. And if you don't hear a lot of information from a place, that makes me feel like it might be pretty decently fortified.
Yes.
And hopefully not super populated.
Arthur can show you this. Yes to the first, no to second. The Orc realm is so well fortified. The Orcs have never been one to mingle with a lot of the human realm. They are these very spiritual, natural beings, right? That they were born of the earth, they live in nature, they have their customs, and they never really wanted to join in with the world. And so yes, heavily fortified, heavy well. Less populated? Hell no. The Orc realm rivals numbers in terms of like Sumani or Agrabah. They've got people, but that's the thing, is they are not on anyone's side. It is that like we have our way and we're not really down to like join.
I see.
So I
Dang
feel
it.
like our options right now, bless you. I feel like we're planning obviously to hop on the Tiger's Eye, but then we're heading either to Pirate Court or Agrabah. Are those the two main options I'm hearing?
I think so.
Are there any like civilizations or anything over in the mountain range on the east?
On the east, yes, because you know it's hard to tell with like me in the way. The horn is like right where my chest is, as you go down through the bottom screen, that's a lot of mountain ranges. The only real civilizations there is the dwarven kingdoms. They're far east. You can kind of see them in that very southeast corner. The dwarves, unlike the dwarves have better relations with humans. They're down to like mingle, meet with you guys, spread out. The dwarven kingdoms though are completely underground. And so the dwarves.
So there wouldn't be anywhere to retreat to if that were where we took our stand.
Their retreat, not a battle. It's like you go in, they seal it off, and you're set for like 1,000 years. But that's not.
So I'm wondering if we could work with the dwarves, not for like maybe reinforcements or an army, but for an outfitter for an army. Like if they could create armor or weapons or things like that, because we know the enemy has armor and weapons. But if we could get that from the dwarves, that'd be awesome.
Well, also that would take time, and I feel like this is kind of an immediate urgent thing, right?
Whereas it could take time, it is that if you want to outfit, that's helpful. It's a give and take that you guys don't know. It's one of those D&D puzzles where until it happens, if you go to the dwarves, that is brilliant. You could get armor, you could basically commission that, but it's would they have it, or would they have it in time, or would it be in time, or would it be perfectly in time? It's like there's no real set answer. That would just be something that could happen.
Yeah, I think it's worth considering, just because although there may not be an army there to help us, we wouldn't be endangering a whole civilization if we went there.
That's true.
Personally, when it comes to have literal armies coming after us, I think we do need to find somewhere that has people that are loyal to us, that we can defend, and we can fight off an army. And I'm sorry, but Agrabah and the fairies are the only things that come to mind. Like pirates for me and Hook, we could bring in some reinforcements. But in the end, I think it's going to come down to a fight like that, just like how it came down to a fight with last season.
Wait, what about Mr. Incredible's little army of performers?
Weren't they disbanded?
Well, but he kind of fudged some stuff with.
Oh, you got the ring back.
So I don't know what's up with Sumani.
Let me put it this way. The ring was never there, but Orcus was. So there was still enough of when Orcus fought Adam, Bell, and Cadel, and they had to banish him. But the ring was never with him. Like, they never gave that to Agatha. It's the Mr. Incredible. It was always in your back pocket kind of vibe. And so, but what you know from earlier Mr. Incredible is you don't know where they are, because that innate connection doesn't seem to be here right now.
If you can get me in with a group of people that are loyal, I could get in. I can like form an army. But my existing army, I'm not sure where they are right now. They're not answering the phone.
Yes.
Okay, so it sounds like, Jasmine, if you are okay with it, Agrabah might be our best bet for honestly, it might be our last stand kind of thing. That sounds
next person to blow up one of my towers, I'm killing you.
Why would I do that?
Who would ever blow up
Agrabah? You
Agrabah?
guys were there. It's that she's
I
know, and she's realizing, oh wait, I was the old. None of you guys.
That's actually the most depressing thing, when you make an inside joke and realize that none of the people currently there were there.
Go back to the Imagineers. Some of them know.
Yeah, Rapunzel knows.
Rapunzel knows.
Adam and Belle.
Adam and Belle.
To which, yes. And here's what I would say, because Jim, you have the ball that can talk to Silver. Like, you can get Silver's attention.
I could use that to get right to him.
Exactly.
Oh.
Because you could get that to Silver, and then you could start, like, heading to Agrabah. And I would ask, I don't think any of you have the teleport spell, though.
No.
So for the rest of you, it would be, I wouldn't say snail mail, but, that, like, either overland travel as fast as we can, or, like...
I do have carpet. I don't know if everybody else...
Question, gate is only for separate planes, yeah?
Yes.
Hang on.
Okay, so couldn't do anywhere else in Desanya. Okay.
Morph and Thumbelina are teeny and can fly. Kronk has his palanquin thing, right? And then
Yes.
Mr.
Yeah.
Can maybe be on carpet with me if Jim's like teleporting to Silver.
Yes.
Would that get us all there quickly?
Here's the thing. It might. Let me pull up my actual map with size. You guys know if you're going across, because also it's Jim, if you go to Silver, it's at like, oh no, is Silver close by? But you never know. If Jim goes to Silver, because then you're getting the ship there. You're getting your ship to there. The Tiger's Eye gets there. That goes in. That goes through. Blah, 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 blah,
Well,
blah.
I can talk to him first, see where he's at.
Oh yes, yeah. It's but for the rest of you, like just flying or just like as fast travel as you can.
Well, I actually have a suggestion. I don't think you texted me all the rules of the cube, but I do remember you saying something about charges. Does it have 3 charges per day, and then I re-roll?
It does have 3 charges.
In which case, guys, we straight up could use it to get to another plane and then use it to get to a different place in Desanya. And that would be it for the day, but...
Yes,
Yeah.
no more charges, but it would
Clever.
immediately bounce you there.
That is clever.
Now we're thinking, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you!
Could it just bounce us using the material plane? Or do we have to go to a different plane?
You have
So,
to.
yeah, we have to go to a different plane to use this. That's why I was asking about the gate spell.
Yeah.
So our options are Desanya, the jail plane of hell, Narnia, Oz, Olympus, and ninth layer of hell.
If we go to Narnia, can we talk to Aslan?
I mean, that's what the Imagineers did. It was so cool.
In fact, the other group got to like
Fetch!
posers, like
Does any of us like know Narnia though? I guess
none of you really know Narnia. The only
was
thing,
there with
Morph,
Caspian,
you just
right?
know it in a passive like Morph. That dude
It exists.
Caspian said he was from there. You don't know anything
Yeah.
about it.
It's like
Right.
everyone
That's
is
right.
technically a different plane. Oh, but that's not one of the cube options.
Nope. Cube has set options.
Yep. So we could pop into Oz and then come back, just...
Yeah.
Maybe, but like, is Oz a bad idea? Because like we were
So,
and everything.
would they have gone through Oz to get to Nessus?
You
I-
don't know, unfortunately. It's
I
the
think they could get all the way
So
to
then
it.
maybe stay away from hell.
I don't think they had to go through the layers like we did. I think they could have just gone to a specific layer with how powerful they are.
yeah. They could be using magic.
Because honestly, I do not want to go to Olympus. I don't think the ninth layer of hell is a good idea. I don't think the jail plane is a good idea either. My votes are either Narnia, which we know very little about. I would remember that what's his bucket, who we finally figured out his name is Caspian, is from there, and that he is a king there because he did say a few times that he was a king. And then the only other option is Oz. So Narnia or Oz?
I would vote Narnia
You
just
guys.
because it's also that like,
Stay out of hell.
yeah, stay out of hell and maybe don't bring trouble to the plane that we only just stabilized.
Right. So, do we want to go to Narnia? But it would only be for a moment and then pop back.
Yeah. Question though.
Yeah?
So for the DM.
Yes.
Now, as Jim, I could transport myself to Silver.
Correct.
Could I take someone along with me? Is it just a personal thing?
It is a personal thing. That's why Silver didn't make this too public, because it is that like, don't let the other kids know they can't come. I mean, it sounds
So,
dark, but it's like it gives you an out.
Okay. Now, where would the Council of Pirates convene?
Ooh, Jim, here's a fun thing, and Hook can actually fill you in on this. The Brethren Court meets at Shipwreck Cove, which actually, due to like politics and magic, has been kept unplottable, as only like pirate lords are allowed to know the location. So like Hook could get someone there because Hook's been there before as a pirate lord. But it's something that you can't just like find it on a map. So like Hook knows where that is, but no one else really does.
Does my piece of 8 allow me to get there?
Fun fact, no. It's kind of that, like, I don't want to say rite of passage, but when becoming a pirate lord, it's you can have the piece of 8, you can gain this title, claim it through that right of I got the piece of 8, I'm in charge, I claim this. But to get to Shipwreck Cove, you still have to have someone. But that's why it's helpful having Hook as a ally and father to be like, well, I can take you there.
Now, I would ask Hook how long that would take.
You see Hook's gonna do a quick calculation, say, without disclosing too much, going just by sea, about, let's see, because he's gonna have to use the new map, not the old map. Because you guys are at Magencia. Excuse me. If going from Agrabah,
where we're at right now.
yes, right now, just going right now by ship through the seas is gonna take you 5 days.
Okay.
You see, he goes, if we had access to a ship that could dip into the astral sea, that time is cut down to 12 hours.
Okay.
Again, the astral sea is that, like, extra dimensional move quick. And of course, he says, like, there's other ways to circumvent that, but astral sea would be fastest.
What about a ship that can fly?
A ship that can fly cuts it from 5 days to 3.
Okay.
Because a flying ship can go over land, but then you're still dealing with, like, a direction.
Now, the way I see it is I could potentially kind of go off on my own with Hook and take care of this, maybe get the pirates on our side as soon as possible while the rest of the party goes to get everything else in place.
Is it okay that I got 0 sugar?
Okay, what did I miss?
I'm just discussing the feasibility of me and Hook going to the council and taking care of it. So I would like to message Silver, communicate with him, and basically see where he's at, how soon he could get here so that we can go there, if that makes sense.
Excellent. You have now officially, in talking to Silver, here's what you get back. Because you can pick up this metal ball. As you click it, you see it kind of opens up to form like that uncanny cyborg eye. And you hear Silver talk back, just like, Jim, you're alive!
Yep.
As he can explain, right, now, don't be too mad. We ran into a bit of trouble, so I've been popping about the world. Last I saw, we were about off the coast of, I'd say, the bayou, trying to slip around some folks. Where can I pick you up, or do you need an extraction?
1 second. So I'd message Hook just to keep this private.
Okay.
How far away is the cove from Agrabah?
He says, from Agrabah? A day? You're right, trying to keep it, like, a little more secret in that, like, a day by astral sea, minutes by flight, half a day's journey.
Okay. I will tell Silver to meet us in Agrabah.
Okay. You see Silver just, right, don't know why we'd want to meet on a bit of broken land, but if that's what you want.
You'll be surprised.
Huh?
You'll be surprised.
Oh, yeah.
All right. You and your affinity for broken things, but all right, Jim, I trust you. To which Silver will meet you in Agrabah with the ship.
In that case, if we're all staying together, I vote that, like, the people who don't have a magic carpet find horses or something to get us there quicker.
Well, but Morph is going to cube you there.
Oh, that's right, we're cubing.
Yep.
I forgot about that whole conversation.
We're cubing. I love that.
What would you call it?
Cube.
I don't know what else. I honestly, a few minutes ago, just realized what it sounds like from Critical Role, and I am trying to think of everything but that. So you got it, Braxton. Okay, cool.
It's the cube.
Here's what I'll ask. Are you all ready to go then? Because Arthur has been kind of in that quick, like, talking with you guys. Excellent.
Could I just ask, what's his name? I can't believe I forgot his name.
Arthur?
Yeah. Could I ask Arthur just to let Snow that we're back? And
Yes.
that, I mean, yeah, just let her know that we're back.
Gotcha. He will let her know. Excellent. Morph, do you press the cube?
Sorry, you cut out. Narnia? Yes?
Yes.
You
Awesome.
Boom.
Let's go.
Interplanar gate for the second time today.
Yes.
You all walk through. Having no specific destination in mind, I do have to just make a quick random roll.
I'm going to.
No, we
Well, I
don't
would
know
be thinking of
the first
Caspian. Yeah, August, I would be specifically thinking of Caspian.
It will not help you with a person.
That's fine. That's totally
That's probably the lowest roll I've ever done on a percentile.
Yikes.
well split.
Was it?
It was a 3.
Ow. Even I only got a 4.
Well, we're screwed. Nope, Ice Witch is dead, so we're fine. Okay, never mind.
All of you walk out, suddenly realize you are standing on a table, and this table is gigantic. There is giant food around all you, and you suddenly realize you are sitting on a giant food table with a bunch of giants around you. As one giant who's closest goes, "Hey, there's something in my food."
Nope, let's go, guys!
Thankfully, you have another charge. This is your last one of the day. Where in Desanya would you like to go, Morph?
I will say in that split second, is there anything I want to steal from the table that we landed
Do you
on?
want to try to grab a giant turkey bone?
No.
Yes.
Okay. Jim quickly dragging this giant turkey leg as fast
Hey,
as
that's dinner!
Oh yeah, this could feed
We've been aggro for months.
this could feed a sizable family for months. Like
Let's
um,
do it.
In comparison to the crab that fed the gnolls forever ago.
oh,
Like
bigger than the crab.
Wow.
Ew.
That's
This
a
turkey leg
callback to the one
Is
shot.
barely
The
big
dude's
enough to
one
fit
shot.
through, and so you're like, whatever turkey this came from was bigger than the crab, and so it's that like,
It's bigger than a dire turkey.
yeah, this is a giant turkey. You guys grab a leg, sure, why not?
So,
You're
if we're going Agrabah, then yeah, going to the throne room in Agrabah is what I would be thinking.
And Morph and Jasmine, you guys have been there. It's that like all of you know how to get there. Zoom. Passing through, you suddenly see you are in a courtroom filled with people. As the previous sultan is sitting on the throne, who's trying to like quiet, as everyone's like, it's not bad complaining, but you see everyone's like, why am I alive? I thought we all died. Where am I? Like,
Wow, so ungrateful. Gosh.
Why am I alive?
Why am I alive?
The head of the room, like, sort of where the Sultan is, and try and like take charge and like calm people down. By, like,
yeah, you suddenly see everyone just, the Sultana, everyone's now cheering because like, oh, she's back, she's alive.
Thank you. It is wonderful to be home. I know you must all be quite confused about what happened.
I'm rather confused. So am I. I was dead.
Yes. Mr. Incredible and our friends and I were all on a secret mission for the good of Desanya. I can't tell you too many details right now, but I can say that part of our mission included the magic that was necessary to restore our kingdom after the
The Sultana saved Agrabah! Yeah! Like, everyone cheered because everyone, again, mob mentality goes, oh, she saved us.
Propaganda.
Everyone
That's
starts
just propaganda.
clapping.
But again, that should hopefully at least like nobody's now confused about what happened.
Yes.
Like, I'm hoping it was helpful.
You see your father tugs your shoulder a little. You turn and see this lovely little man, tears in his eyes. Looks up, sees the horns, looks down, sees you just,
You might have mentioned something, Dad.
and that's where we're gonna end tonight's session.
Like, not in that unkind way, but in that really not. I'm 21.
Thank you all so much for playing. Thank you all for watching. I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you.